So let's dive back in here. A little bit of a recap to start out with. We had a pretty eventful session last time we met. The gang was investigating the theft of the bones of St. Andrel, and you had taken on the quest from Father Lucian Petrovich. The trail led you to St. Andrel's orphanage, where you did some investigation into some creepy goings-on. Questioned some of the orphans. Questioned
rotten kids.
Headmistress Claudia Belasco. Got a little bit of input from her. Found Milovage, who you were seeking out, to be basically in some sort of a coma, more or less, unable to communicate with. He was the person you were looking for, I guess, in association with the theft of these bones. And you discovered that there was something nefarious going on in the orphanage. Upon further investigation, you discovered little Felix up in the attic of the orphanage, whittling away at a wooden doll. And I guess as Flinta approached Felix, things went sour, and a bunch of smoke came out of Felix, and turned into a smoke creature that you then went to battle with. Right away, early in the battle, actually, Enna was struck down, was carried out of the attic by Flinta, I think, if I remember correctly.
Ouch.
And then was left to die at the bottom of the ladder into the attic, while the other two companions did battle with Felix's monster, the smoke demon. The smoke demon actually eventually went back into Felix. Felix then put a knife to his throat before diving out of the window and killing himself.
Yep.
Pretty dark. And then Anna failed some saving throws and died.
Yes, she did.
So I guess after that, you took Enna. You talked to Milovage, I believe. He gave you intel on what he did with the bones of St. Andrel. He had delivered them to somebody.
Coffin maker.
That's right. Yep. Heinrich von der Voot, the coffin maker. So you got the intel. You lost your friend, but you also gained a bit of information that there was a possibility of someone who might be able to wield great power to bring her back from the dead. That would be the abbot of St. Markovia Abbey. You discussed a bunch of options as you returned to the Church of St. Andrew, and I think you took all of the orphans with you to get them out of the orphanage. Yep. So you made your way back to the church, and I think that's where you learned about the abbot and St. Markovia's abbey. And then I think at the end of the session, you had returned to the Blue Water Inn, and you were sleeping. Smitty, you discovered in your footlocker all of your missing belongings aside from the gold.
Except for the gold, yeah.
Yep. And you still have Anna's lifeless body laying in her bed. Did I miss anything? Did any of you remember that stood out to you?
Okay, so Anna had half her gold on her.
Mm-hmm.
Quarter of it in the mattress.
Mm-hmm.
And a quarter of it in the
Lockbox.
The lockbox. Did you go into that lockbox and take the money or take the gold pieces out? I'm trying to remember.
I think you did. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And did I give you an amount on that?
I have written down 178.
That.
And I don't think that's
No, that would not be.
That might have been what you had before.
yeah,
Yep.
right?
So that
Or
would
that's gone.
Yep.
All right, so let's see, 57 gold piece.
Right.
All right. Do you get everything squared away over there with your gold situation? All right. So we're gonna pick up here in the middle of the night. You've got Enna in one of the beds, Flinta sleeping soundly, snoring away, and Smitty in the third bed. Smitty, you wake up in the middle of the night. You hear a noise in the distance, a strange noise. You think, was it a voice? Was that a scream? You can't remember. You don't know. Takes you a moment to recognize where you are. You're in the room. Your friends are in beds next to you. It's dark. It's quiet. Your eyes flicker. You're awake. Your heart is pounding. It's trying to burst from your chest. You hear the noise again. Yes, it's a scream, unmistakable this time. Now it's nearer than it was before. You see movement in the shadows across the room, almost like a wisp of fog at first, seeping into the room, then materializing, coalescing as a dark figure forms. A dark figure approaching, shambling, slow, but violently in your direction, scraping, a sound as if it's dragging something behind it. You realize that you can't move.
Of course again.
The figure stands at your feet, at the foot of your bed, and now you can see the visage of an old woman, a horrible old woman, gnarled and evil. Dirty black hair, seeping open sores across her pale face. Rivulets of pus seeping down her wrinkled cheeks, a broken, toothy grin, framed by cracked, bloody lips, emits a scent of decay. She reaches forward with clawed hands and spreads open her dark cloak to reveal a young girl. Your baby girl. Your daughter, pale and corpse-like in appearance, crying, sobbing. Daddy, Daddy, why didn't you save me? Why didn't you love me? The cloak closes and the haggard old woman climbs up on top of you. You can't move. The smell of death, the woman's hot breath on your face, her sores dripping onto you. Face to face, her mouth opens wide as she screams. And then the scream of a young girl. Your daughter crying in the darkness. Suddenly, piles of wriggling maggots pour forth from her open mouth, covering your face. But you can't move. You close your eyes and obscure your vision. You feel her tear your shirt open to expose your chest, and then the piercing of a sharp blade against your skin. A deep cut, pain, darkness. The voice of your daughter desperately calling to you in the darkness fades as the cackling of an unspeakable evil drowns out her cries for help. You wake.
Ah!
Roll a d10.
Alright. Shit's about to get real.
I'm sweating.
Yeah, that's
That's not nice.
5.
Okay. Reduce your hit point maximum by 5.
I thought things were gonna get X-rated in there for a minute. In a really,
That kind of was X-rated.
in a
probably.
really gross way.
I'm getting weaker and weaker, guys.
Flinta, you wake as well,
Yeah.
and you go about your preparations, getting things ready for the day. And as Body is there, you roll her back up in the rug.
Mm-hmm.
You grab things that you'd want to take from the room.
Mm-hmm.
Are you leaving anything in the room?
Yeah, what are we going to do with this stuff? We want to bring it all with us? How much extra do we have? Not that much.
I'm fine with, I'll just take my normal belongings with.
And
I
that's
don't know
everything?
I don't know if we're gonna make it back or not. So might as well take everything.
So does that mean you're taking Anna's belongings with you?
Yeah, we got all of her stuff too.
Do you know what all it is?
I'm fine with leaving it for until
2 days.
yeah.
We got extra gold here too. Bring all that with.
Yeah, just gold hasn't really done us any good anyways so far.
So Anna and I put gold in the mattress. We'll open that up and haul it out. It's fairly secure here.
I don't want to meta game, but I can't remember. Did
We didn't.
you see me put it? You saw me put mine in.
Well,
Okay.
I said,
Yep.
yeah, do that to mine too.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, Smitty's only gonna take what's his pretty much besides the gold I got from the chest.
Right.
So
Okay.
So then I'm running with 90. I got 120 gold on me, leaving 30 in the mattress. 30 of mine.
Okay.
Well, ready to get going?
I suppose makes the most sense for both of us to leave, right? We don't want to do something still silly like split up and.
Yeah, I think we should go together. We could talk to the priest to see if he could basically watch her body or something that we could do.
Don't we have to bring her with us?
Are we?
Aren't we going to Abbot of Saint Morova?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
Going to see the Abbot of Saint Morova Abbey.
Yeah, I didn't know if we needed. Yeah, it makes sense. Probably need to bring her body to rest.
We need to bring her body.
You want to try to find a cart or something?
Yeah, we should definitely find a cart. A really fast cart.
Make a way. Let's go to the stables and see if we could find anything. We haven't had any chances with horses or anything before, but maybe this time.
And then I think we should talk to the priest and let him know and see if he can cut us some slack with being out of town for the big gathering shindig too.
You're talking about the festival?
Mm-hmm. So aren't we gonna miss that?
Yeah, I'm not too worried about missing it. We already talked to the priest yesterday, right before we went to sleep, so...
He
I think
knows that Enna's dead?
Yeah, because
Yeah, we went there
took the whole
first, didn't
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we just need to hit the road and go as quickly as possible. Especially if it's going to take 2 days, because we don't want to travel at night.
We know where we're going.
We are going to Kresk. Kresk. I think that's where the Abbot Saint Mardkova is. Is that right? Crest?
Kresk.
Kresk.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's Saint Markovia.
Mardkovia.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep butchering it.
That's like a D&D tradition to butcher names.
Yeah, I'm just terrible too. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
down for.
As long as we got the information we need and
Yeah, I'll make we'll head over to the stables, see if
Okay.
we could make a deal with the stable master.
Okay, so you head downstairs, you gather your stuff, you head downstairs, and you make your way to the stables. Okay,
Shannon
and as you
walks
head
with me.
downstairs, and on your way to the stables,
Excuse me.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, you don't know me, but I understand you are leaving town, and because you have a friend who is, mostly dead.
Mm-hmm. We're in a hurry.
My name is Selise Dominae. Can we speak privately?
Alright, we're on our way to the stables. You wanna walk with us?
Yeah, we really need to. I don't want to be out in the street talking. I just need a private moment. I won't take long.
Man, I don't want to do that. Or can I do it like insight? Just make sure it's not like this person's looking like she wants to kill us or he or
She.
she.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just kind of look at him up and down.
She.
She.
You will look at her up and down and.
Natural 20. So just kind
what
of.
kind of vibe does he get from you, Selise?
Nothing bad. Absolutely nothing bad at all. Maybe it would help if I told you what I was wearing.
Yeah, why don't you describe yourself?
I'm human.
Right.
I'm tall, about as tall as Anna, a little bit taller actually. Dark skin, brown eyes, curly black hair, and I'm wearing scale mail, and I have a religious emblem on the scale mail. Same emblem is on the shield that I'm carrying. I've got a pack on my back. You can see a mace sticking out of it. And I'm carrying a crossbow.
All right. Does a religious thing, is it the sun?
Yeah, it's a sun.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I understand
let's be
you're in a
quick
hurry,
about
but
it.
I just don't want other ears to hear what I have to say.
All right, we'll pull you back into our rooms real quick.
Okay. So, I'm going to tell you two something that I've not told anybody here in Valakai. I've been here in Valakai for about 5 years, but I'm not from this land. I was a priest of Lathander, and a great believer in him, an acolyte. And I found myself in this land, and I kept calling upon my God and kept calling upon my God, and he wasn't helping. He wasn't helping me. He wasn't helping the people, and I'm sad to say I lost my faith. And so I've been living here and just letting the Father go about his business. Nobody knows about my past. And until I saw you three come to this town, and you have a different energy about you. Clearly you're not from here. You weren't raised here. You've seen some things, that's obvious to me. And I heard what happened at the orphanage yesterday. And my God spoke to me again. And I decided that it was time for me to put my vestments back on and try to fight the evil that is trying to take my God down. My name is Selise Dominae. I'm a cleric, and I would like to join you in your fight against this evil, because I can see that there's much good in you.
Selise?
Selise.
Selise.
S-E-L-I-S-E.
Okay, hold on. You're going too quickly.
S-E-L-I-S-E. Dominae. D-O-M-I-N-E. You have no reason to trust me. All I can say that I am all about the good, and I want to see the light return to this land. And I want to help.
Don't happen to have a wagon, do you, Selise?
I don't, I'm sorry.
Do you know the stable master? I was like, honestly, in a place like this, we probably could use anyone's help. And if you're here to kill us, we're
Stand in line.
just as
I'm not here to hurt you or harm you, at all. Not at all. And of course I know everybody in the town, but they don't know me in this way. They know me as a gardener and as somebody who shares what she has with the poor. And that's about it. I kept to myself. I work hard and just have been living here without really any hope of anything changing. So nobody has seen me in these garments before today. I have nobody to back up what I have to say to you. I'm asking you to take me on my word on faith, and I can just hopefully prove to you that I'm here to help and not to harm.
well, if you want to do that, the first thing is stop talking and let's get going.
All right,
You know?
understood.
It's like,
I know my 5 minutes is up. Thank you for listening. I will happily accompany you if you feel like you can do your friends some good.
Smitty already started walking out.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of bitter about his friend being dead.
Mhm.
Nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
So you make it over to the stables,
All right.
and you are able to commandeer one horse and a small wagon.
All right.
And it'll cost you for 4 days. You're basically decided to rent it or purchase it.
We'll rent it.
So it'll be 5 silver.
5 silver.
Yep.
And under the name of Mike.
So you load Anna's body, the rug. I'm assuming you're taking the rug with you.
Yeah, she's still in the rug.
She's wrapped up in it.
Yeah, so I'm transporting
Okay.
her.
Okay, so is there anything else that you want to do before you leave town?
I'm good.
I think rations and packs are full, and
You have rations, and you're for a 4-day journey. It's
see.
2 days. You were told it was 2 days west on the edge of the mists to get to Kresk.
Right.
didn't we get all of our rations and things taken care of when we were at the
Yeah, we never had to buy any. I'll look at you real quick and I'll say, hey, you mind buying a couple provisions? I want to see if take a look at something before we leave too.
Alright, don't get arrested again.
I'm not going to.
So, Flinta, you're able
Back here,
to
20.
you're able to get enough provisions from the Blue Water Inn for your journey. Let's see here. It would be another 6 silver, and for everybody, all 3 of you, for 4 days.
Is the apothecary, is it
Mm.
chained up or anything?
You're gonna go check it out?
I'm gonna just
Yeah.
go over there.
So you head back over to Anya's apothecary.
With the lock picks and everything.
And,
Seems to us just pretty closed up before.
Yeah, when you arrive,
Pardon me.
you see that the doors are locked.
Alright.
There's no action inside. This time there is not a guard posted at the door though.
All right. Is there a side door or back door or something?
You want to investigate?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you walk around the back and there is a back door.
All right.
Yeah.
Does it seem like it's a little bit more outside?
The apothecary is on the edge of the town square.
All right.
So she's got a side of the town square and it's down an alley right behind there. So it's pretty close. It's less than 30 feet from the town square.
Right.
The back door is.
I will. But it's still kind of not.
It's
out
not on the
loud.
main road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try to stealthy and discreetly go to the door and pick the lock.
All right, roll a stealth check first.
Stealth is 19.
Okay, you think you're pretty stealthy.
All right, so I'll make my way over and I'll do a perception check and just looking around to see if I can hear or see anybody kind of paying attention to me going to the alleyway.
All right, roll perception.
All right. Well, I don't see nobody. But I got 6.
Okay, yeah, you do a quick look and you can't tell if anybody noticed you or anything. There's
Alright.
a lot of activity. It's the morning. In the marketplace is being set up. There's a lot of activity. It's a busy morning in Valakai. So
All right. Lastly, I'll start trying to pick the lock.
okay,
17.
oh yeah, you're able to. It opens very easily.
All right. I'll open it and close the door quietly behind me.
Okay.
Or actually, I'll open it and I'll start closing it and kind of look one more time to make sure, try to see if anyone's been watching or anything before I fully close it.
Okay, you can roll a perception check again.
Alright, still, it got worse. One worse.
Yeah. No, you don't
Alright.
know. You can't tell. You just hope for the best.
I'll close it. Inside, is it light enough to see? Is it
It's
like
pretty
the windows?
dark, but you're basically you open the door and you're inside like a storeroom. So there aren't any windows in this room.
Alright. I will.
There's shelves. You can just make out that it's like stacked with boxes and jars and herbs hanging and drying, and there's all kinds of apothecary-esque type stuff
Alright.
in this room.
Am I able to kind of make my way around? Like, or is it too
You
dark
can
to
try. Yeah,
make anything
you can
out?
try. Yeah.
I'll light something. I'll light. Could I try to find like a candle or something?
Sure. Do an investigation check.
Investigation, I got a 11.
Okay, yeah, you find a candle.
Alright.
Yep.
So I'll light a candle, and the first thing I'm going to do is kind of like investigate the room to see. I know she was arrested for something, but I want to see if they tossed her place at all.
Okay.
So just kind of looking around, or perception.
I would say investigation.
Investigation.
Yeah.
Right.
You're looking for signs of basically.
Yeah, if they're looking for.
Yeah.
I got a 19.
You don't get the feeling that they were, disrupting her organization system. It looks pretty orderly.
All right.
Yep.
Then I remember talking the book that she had for talking about like different remedies and stuff that we had.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to find to see if it's still in place. Like looking for. She had some for. I know she was gonna try to make like a poisoner kit or something. So I'm just trying to find any books or anything that has something like that.
So you're looking for like recipes or formulas or something like that.
Something that's not out in the open, kind of trying to go into like a deeper hiding place, like if behind the counter or like a lock, looking for a lockbox or anything like that in here.
Okay. And what did you roll for an investigation check? A 19.
19.
Okay. There are books. There's a shelf of books.
All right.
And there's parchments, and they're all very organized. She has a desk where she's got different herbs. She's got some of them are drying, some of them are in jars. She's got a mortar and a pestle. There's some alcohol tincture type jars, and there's a whole bookshelf of books right next to it.
All right.
And there's scrolls and parchments that are just kind of stacked in there. So there's all kinds of books.
All right. So
nothing that says recipes for poisons.
All right.
Yeah.
Blast.
I'm going to look for
Do you have proficiency in poisoner's kit or anything
poisoner
like that?
kit. Yep.
Oh, you do.
So that's what I was. Could I do like a?
You could roll a proficiency check to see if you recognize anything.
Antidotes or medicines,
Right.
or something
Yeah,
like
you could do that.
that? Perception, you said?
I would say do a poisoner's kit check.
All right.
So that would be like your proficiency bonus if you have proficiency with it, right?
Yeah. So just straight roll and add proficiency to it.
Yeah.
Freestyle.
All right. So on the dot or on the die is 8. Is there any type of?
Yeah, add your proficiency bonus, so it'd be 11.
Yep.
Yep. So you, it's hard. Most of the books are written like they're her own notes, journals, recipes. So her system is not like something that someone could just walk in and be like, oh, this is exactly what I need.
All right.
Yep.
Does she have any type of like chest or anything that's under lock and key behind the counter or anywhere in the room or anything?
Nothing under lock and key, but there is like a small box underneath the front desk. So you're in the back room right now.
Yep.
But underneath the and it opens into like the retail space that you were in before.
Yeah.
And underneath the desk that she sits at when she's talking to people who are buying stuff from her, there's a little box there, but doesn't seem to be locked.
All right. I'll take a look at the box. Let's kind of open it up, see what's inside of it.
Okay.
It's gonna scream, watch.
You open it up and there's 10 silver and 13 gold in the box.
All right.
Looks like it's her change box.
Is there any, I guess, being proficient with a poisoner kit, is there any like herbs or anything around?
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of herbs.
Could I take something that I think will like either work to create a poison or something that like I've
So like,
before?
you'd be basically trying to recognize herbs that you
probably used before,
maybe
or,
used before. Sure.
or some type of medicines or something.
Roll an investigation check.
Right. 10.
It's pretty tough. A lot of these are pretty dry. They don't necessarily look like they do when they're fresh,
Right.
and you don't. It's pretty dark, so you're not 100% sure. But there are some herbs that look like they might be something that you've seen before.
All right.
Yep. But you're not 100% sure.
Could I? I'll do one last round because I'm spending too much time here already. I'm gonna make one last round for like anything that's sticking out of the ordinary in here, like weapons or some type of silver or
Bought a
something like
package
that.
with Emma's name on it.
Yeah, notes or something that kind of looks like it might have been tried to been hidden or something that's somewhat valuable. And then I'm gonna look at the bookshelf one more time and see if, a second glance if I'm able to find some type of just medicine book or a book that seems that could be useful, like some with a history of the place or maps, like a map atlas book or something like that.
Okay. All right. Do one more investigation.
22.
Oh yeah. Okay. So as you're rummaging around, you you pull a book off the shelf that looks interesting, and you have a hunch about it, and it's got some recipes in it, but you can't tell exactly what they're for because it doesn't say what the outcome is. It just has the formulas.
All right.
But it looks there's mention of some herbs in there that you recognize.
All right.
You also find, with that sweet roll of yours, you do find a potion.
Is it labeled by any chance?
It's not. But it's tucked just away from the main desk where she's been working. So
Alright.
it looks like it's something that she was recently working on.
Does she live in this building too? Is there upstairs or anything to it?
You
or
don't
is it-
know. Yeah. As far as you know, there's no upstairs. I mean, from looking at it from outside and stuff, it's just a one story.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll just, since I'm a little quiet, I'll move on from behind the desk and just see if there's any other like rooms or anything that's in here.
Nope, it's just the storeroom in the back that you came through, and then the retail space in the front.
All right. I'll just take. Is there like a burlap sack or something where I could just take a bunch of herbs with too?
You could find,
Alright.
easily find a sack in there.
I'll just grab.
Handbag size, like a tote.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll do that and just grab anything that doesn't like anything that I know that's not used for like just simple, what is it called, like essence or something like that, just like smelling herbs or something like that.
No potpourri.
Yeah, everything that I know has probably some type of properties besides to make a room smell good or something like that.
Okay. So yeah, you just kind of mad grab for a bunch of dried herbs.
Yep.
Anything else that you want to grab? Are you taking the book?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the book. So the herb book.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take the herb book, the potion. That's all I'll do.
Okay.
I wrote Smitty at Apothecary, being a rogue. Finds a book and potion, rolls well, steals good-looking things, herbs.
Yep. Then I'm leaving the money, that way it doesn't look like the place has been robbed. So
Yep.
It's almost like you've done this before.
Yep.
Being a rogue.
All right, now what?
I'll start making my way back to the back door.
Okay.
Is there a way to lock it? Like if I open the door, is it only lock and key, or is there like a lock?
You could relock it with your thieves' tools.
Would I be able to relock it, then close it behind me, or I have to lock it after?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll stealthily open the door or try to be stealthily open the door and kind of peek through a crack. I got a 19.
Okay. You make it out into the alley.
Then I will still stealthily. I'll relock the door.
Okay.
Slide-
Roll your thieves' tool proficiency again,
All right.
just to see how long it takes.
Is it sleight of hand for that, or just sleeves tool?
We'll do thieves' tools.
All right. That'll be a 12.
Okay, so you're able to do it fairly quickly,
Right.
and you feel like you've been pretty stealthy.
Then yeah, I'll just kind of try to blend in, act like I was naturally just walking through. So deception. I don't know if you want to. If anyone's paying attention to try to deceive to make it look like I just walked somewhere. I'll come out of the alleyway and kind of like. Like do a zipper mark, make it look like I peed or something like that.
Sure, roll a deception check.
Just in case anyone was watching from the area. Is that cocked? No, that's a 3.
Oh boy.
8.
All right, so you walk out back into the town square, and you feel pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah. I feel like you just got away with something naughty.
Yep. We'll see. Then I'll make my way over to Flinta.
We're over at the person with the horses stable.
All right. So I'll come up, then say, "Yay, you guys ready to go? Were you able to get rations?"
Yeah, we got ration. Cost us 6. We're ready to go.
All right.
Right, Selise.
Selise. I don't mean any disrespect. How long has your friend been passed?
Yesterday.
I look at is there a clock tower or anything in the town?
Yeah, there is a clock tower somewhere.
All right. I'll look up in like I don't know, less than 24 hours.
Okay.
So he's like, you could tell from Smitty's trying to be like super short with you.
Right.
So.
I know. And I understand.
All right. So, anything else to do before you head out?
Look over my shoulder and see if there's any town guards or anything looking at me.
Perception check.
All right. 20, not natural.
No, you don't notice anybody looking after you or watching you at this point.
All right. The blue
Blue Water Inn.
Blue Water Inn.
Yeah. You wonder, should we try to hire some of the hunting party, the people who kill the wolves all the time, see if they'll help escort us?
I bet you they'd come with, and I bet you it wouldn't take them any gold.
No. I mean, it would be worth a shot. And
Weren't you offering gold last night to people in the bar?
oh yeah, I totally forgot. I'm gonna go back to the bar. It's been a whole game, so I totally. I'm gonna look to see if anyone's asked for. Remember how I did my thieves notice, trying to find someone.
You used your thieves' cant, and then you also interrupted the night's revelry to announce that you were hiring people to go with you to Kresk. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, that's right.
But you didn't get much buy-in because you were trying to leave last night.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't go over too well.
That's why we stayed, right?
Yeah.
Did anyone come calling, I guess?
So you're going to head back to the Blue Water Inn on your way out of town, basically, is what you're thinking.
Yep.
Okay. You stop in, and you see Danica and Erwin are pretty busy cleaning and getting things ready, and they take notice of you, and they nod their heads and say hello, and Danica comes over and says, "Again, I'm so sorry to hear about the loss of your friend. Are you still heading to Kresk?"
Yes, we're about to leave. We're just stopping by to let you know that we're planning to return, and we still want to keep paying for the room until it returns. We
will keep the room for you.
Got it.
It's 2 days' journey to Kresk. We wish you the best of luck. Don't worry about anything that you've left in the room. We'll keep an eye on it for you.
Got it. Then,
as you're talking, you see a couple of two fellas that sort of amble up to you, and one of them approaches and says, "Hey, so we heard you were hiring."
Yep. Were you fit to take this?
As fit as anyone, I suppose. I'm Hans, and this is my friend Oleg.
So Hans, I'm Mike, and this is my dear friend Zach.
Yep.
The way they're dressed is they've got like hides, big furry collars. They look like they're dressed with warm gear. Oleg has a longbow. He's carrying a longbow, and he's got a short sword on his side. And Hans has long, stringy, dark hair, and he's pretty dirty looking. A couple of scars across his face, and he's got a long sword.
Are these local guys?
Yes.
Do I know them as I've lived here for a while?
Roll a history check for me.
9.
You don't know these guys. You maybe have seen them around, but they're the kind of rough, sort of hunter-looking guys that blend into other rough hunter-looking guys. So
Okay.
it's hard to say.
Okay.
Yep. But they don't seem to pay you much attention. In
So
terms
they
of, like,
don't recognize
recognizing-
me either?
No.
All
no.
right. All right.
But they do. They come up to Smitty because they're like, "We heard you last night. You were looking for some help. What's the job?"
Have any of you guys ever made trips to Kresk?
Kresk?
Yep.
Been to Kresk before. Dreadful little town.
Yeah, well, the job is me and my companions here. We were escorting one of our dear friends that passed, and she's from Kresk, and we would like an escort, basically, to help us on our way there.
Well, how much does it pay?
Well,
3.
3.
Try 3.
Well, he says 3 silver.
Last night you said 3 gold.
That was last night. The price has gone down since 3 gold was to leave at night.
It's dangerous travels. You're gonna need help.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll pay you 3 silver, and for every wolf or everything that we encounter, I'll pay you 1 gold.
How's about you pay us 1 gold now, each, and 1 gold when we return?
Sounds fine. And I'll flip a gold to each of them.
All right. You've got yourself an escort. Lead the way.
All right.
So they fall in. You got Hans and Oleg. And you head out. You make your way to the main gates, which you remember coming through 2 days ago. You've only been in Valakai. This is the morning of the 3rd day, I guess, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But you're leaving Valakai and heading back out into the wilds. The guards really don't have much to say to you. As you walk past, they open the gate for you and bid you good luck on your travel, and you head out into the woods, into the wilderness.
I'm going to keep my head down
Okay,
as we walk through. I don't want them to recognize me.
okay, fair enough. So you're traveling. Once again, you're on the road, and very quickly as you leave the safety, relative safety of the walled city of Valakai, the well-worn roadway leads into the deep, dark woods of the Svalich forest. Something that you've been in before. You were in this area when you came from the Vistani encampment a couple days earlier. And now you heading west, beyond the little trail that you came through from the Vistani encampment.
There's how's the fog out? Is the visibility just as bad?
It's
or
just like it was before. It's pretty bad.
Right.
It's daytime, but there's no direct sunlight shining through. You can sometimes just catch glimpses of like this bright orb in the sky before it gets shrouded in clouds, but for the most part it's clear in terms of it's not raining.
All right,
The mist and the fog is pretty thick.
got it.
Yep. Thicker than it is inside the village.
All right.
Almost as if the mists and the fog kind of build up on the edges of the town.
Good. I'll kind of make conversation with Hans and Oleg, and I'll.
They riding their own horses or in the cart?
They're walking.
Walking.
Say, are you guys from?
They letting them walk. Should've
Almost
been-
said Valakai. It's not Valakai. It's Valakai?
Mhm.
Are you guys from Valakai originally, or?
Yeah. Yep. Lived here our whole life.
What are you guys just
We kill
Hunters?
wolves.
wolf killers?
Yeah. Bring the meat to the Blue Water Inn, sell them the meat, and it's pretty simple life.
How's the roads up to Kresk? Is it a lot of wolf activity up here? Or
Oh yeah. Wolves and other things.
Got it. The wolves, do they typically run in packs, or are they? How many wolves do you see at a given
Oh
time?
yeah, they're usually in groups.
Big groups?
Yeah, they
small
hunt in
groups?
groups.
All right.
After we're done, usually the groups are a bit smaller, but yeah. See them as large as 12, 14 wolves in a pack. Sometimes you catch a lone one, but that's not very often. They don't survive very long on their own.
What do you guys do for hunting them? Do you set traps, or is there anything that
Traps.
pretty much that's how you get them?
Yeah, you don't want to go into combat with 12 of them. You want
Right.
to pick them off one at a time. That's the safest way. It's not good to stay out here for very long, though. It's pretty dangerous. Like I said, there's other things in these woods that are more dangerous than wolves.
And what is that?
Shapeshifters, wild folk, other unnatural things, undead things.
Is there anything that you do to keep safe at night? Say if you're on the road at night and camp?
Keep one eye open while I sleep. Stay close to the fire. Keep the fire going all night. And pray. He kind of looks over at Selise. Says, smart to bring a priest.
Yeah, we'll see. And I'll look at her and just keep walking.
So as you travel, you make pretty good time. You've got the cart going. Anna's body and the rug are in the cart, obviously, with a lot of your gear. It's not a big cart, so it's not something like all of you could get into. It's not like a stagecoach. It's a cart. And so, there's one person driving, sitting in the cart driving. Who is that going to be?
We'll put...
I'll drive.
You want to drive?
I'll drive.
Okay. Roll an animal handling check for me. Just to give me an idea of how things are going.
19.
Okay, yeah, you're feeling pretty good about how things are going. The animals seem healthy.
Mm-hmm.
They seem like they were well taken care of and they know their job. And you're just making a nice steady progress down the road. Are you leading the way, or how are you kind of lined up on the road?
I'm in a hurry. I'm pulling these guys with me, making them step lively.
Okay.
I'll walk up front too.
Okay.
That way I can kind of just perceive anything that's there.
Okay, so about halfway through the morning, let's do a perception check.
Ooh, yeah.
12.
Natural one.
Oof.
7.
Hans and Oleg. So Flinta and Oleg, with as you're heading down the road, you notice that there's this conspiracy of ravens that seem to be kind of following and sometimes flying up ahead of the cart and just sort of watching you as you stroll by, and then as the cart moves past, and then a little bit farther down the road you see him again, or at least you see another unkindness of ravens this time, kind of watching you as you pass.
Not a terrible thing.
But other than that, it seems like you're making good time and things are going well.
All right. As I'm driving, I'm remembering where I put my sun amulet that I've had.
You're able to find it.
Yep, and keeping the axe handy and watching out.
Okay. You continue on. Eventually you break for kind of a midday rest and you get some food. You feed the horses a little bit, let the horses rest. You know how to handle horses and you know their needs. You don't know overwork them right away. Everything seems to go as planned. You get back in the cart and you head on your way. And the day starts to wane. And you can tell that it's getting darker. And you step out of the Svalich Woods into a low, treeless valley, and the air temperature as you move through this little depression in the landscape, it gets cold, and the fog seems to kind of lay really thick in this low-lying area. And you notice that it starts to swirl, and the fog is swirling, as if there's a wind blowing, but you don't feel the wind on your bodies.
It's not camp there.
And it starts to almost form these like these humanoid shapes, and then they kind of disappear into this swirling mist and fog, and then all of a sudden you see like another almost like a person riding a horse, but then it's almost like looking up in the clouds and sort of seeing things in the clouds. You're not sure if it's real or if you're just kind of imagining it. But as you continue through this sort of strange area of the Svalich Woods, you see well, actually I'll have you roll a perception check, everybody.
Ooh, yeah. Better than my natural 1.
13.
So 2.
13.
13.
Okay, so
Grab some water.
Selise and Flinta, as you're moving through this fog, you notice kind of strewn about on the side of the road are worn armor pieces, dented, broken,
Oh, jeez. Not
broken
good.
shields, wooden shields that are broken, but it's like the grass and moss has sort of overtaken them and grown over them. It looks very old, almost beyond recognition, but you are able to make out the fact that there are, potentially this was a battleground of some kind. It seems as if you might be passing through what remains of some sort of historical battle.
Is it noticeable to everyone, or they're the only ones?
The swirling, the dense fog is noticeable to everybody, but
Right.
These two happen to see old broken armor and a couple of broken shields that are just sort of like along the side of the roadway, but being overgrown with grasses and moss.
Are there any markings on them?
Do you investigate closer and get down and look at them?
Yeah.
Sure. Roll an investigation check.
So she's stopping and looking at something.
4.
Could I go do an investigation and see what she's looking at?
Sure. Yeah.
Or do I notice her? How do you want me to?
Yeah, you'd see her stop for sure. Yeah.
Or I'll just come up. What is it?
I was wondering if I could see any markings on these to see who was in battle here. I don't see any markings. I don't think. I have 4.
Yeah, you don't see nothing that would tell you what this was.
I'm not seeing anything that's telling me anything more than that there was a battle here.
I guess now noticing it too, I'll kind of look around and I'll look at, so there's broken armor and stuff that's here. Could I do an investigation too? 15, and I'm looking for anything like marks, maybe like marks of Strahd or like old things is there, and also the makeup of the materials too, like is there bronze or
Yeah, so you find some old broken steel swords.
right?
There is like a bunch of wooden shields. Most of them are like kind of rotten and falling apart, but you can still see like the fasteners and the bolts and the things that held it together. And then you do notice that you think you make out a wolf on one of the pieces of armor.
Right.
sort of an engraved wolf
All right.
or a cast sort of symbolic wolf head.
Is it deteriorated to where you can't see it, or is there like its moss has grown over
It's
it?
moss covered.
Could I don't know, could I go to it and pick it up?
Sure, you want to pull it out of the moss?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you pull it out and clean it off, and you can see that it's like a chest plate. It's a broken chest plate that has half of a wolf's head on it.
All right.
And does he show that to me?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll pick it up and like look at this.
It doesn't mean anything to me.
Well, they definitely appreciated wolves.
Yeah.
Oleg walks up and says, "Ah, yes. There's historic sites around the valley of great battles. Most of them more recent battles with the armies of Strahd within the last couple hundred years, and looks like this might be one of those sites."
The wolf plated armor, is that for those on Strahd's side or those who oppose them? Do you recognize this symbol?
I'm trying to remember. I don't really know my history very well.
All right.
I can't say. And Hans is like, yeah, I don't know. A lot of people died out here, whether or not they were fighting for or against the devil. Hard to say.
All right.
Alright, well, I'm thinking back to our other friend who had a tussle with smoke, and I'm not interested in running into any of this fog mist stuff. I'm looking for the quickest way through here and looking for possible ambush sites, and I'm on defense mode a little bit.
Okay.
And we're seeing bodies and stuff right along the roadside and stuff.
You haven't seen any bodies.
Or pieces of armor and stuff like that?
Yep, just a couple. Not
Right.
like massive piles, but just these two noticed a couple
All right.
pieces.
I am going to be actively looking for, like, pieces of armor, anything that sticks out in the moss now.
Okay. Are you gonna walk off the road?
Yeah, I mean, if
So the road
if
is
the terrain's
about.
not too bad.
The road is probably about, I would say, 8 to 10 feet wide, depending on where you are. And then it kind of drops off into this valley.
Right.
It's an open area in the Svalich Woods that's, I don't know, a couple hundred yards in each direction. So it's not a huge area,
All right.
but
Would I be able to keep the cart in my field of view, I guess, if I could go off the road
you
with the torches or something? Like, being able to see.
roll an intelligence check.
Natural 20?
Yeah, you are pretty sure that you'll be able to keep line of sight with the cart.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Smitty, come on, let's keep rolling.
You guys go on ahead. I'll keep a torch on me, that way you guys can tell where I'm at, and keep your torches lit. And
You're gonna get dead treasure hunting back there. I got a strange feeling about this place. We should move on, get out of here as quick as we can.
yeah, I just want to. Maybe there's something out here.
I'm gonna cast daylight, please.
Okay.
It's 100 some yards. We'll be across that in short order, yeah.
If you're moving in the cart, yeah. What's the
Well,
radius?
or next to the cart.
Yeah, what's the radius?
Radius is 60 feet, but
Sure.
the duration is an hour.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So you've got a daylight going.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast daylight.
Okay.
Well, maybe she is useful.
Maybe.
So now this beacon
Brightens
of
up
light
the mood anyway.
sort of erupts from Selise's hand, glowing as you start to walk through the field
All right.
and search for signs of more armor and.
Yeah, I'm just looking
Ruin.
for.
It's bright
basically.
light for 60, dim light for another 60.
Okay, perfect. So how far off the road are you gonna go, Smitty?
I'll go.
100 yards.
Yeah, so up to 100 yards, I can see him. See the cart.
No, you'll be able to see the light
Oh,
from.
100 feet. How far does it go?
You'd be able to see the light
60 feet.
for 120
60 feet bright.
Yeah,
Another 60 feet dim.
yeah.
I'll take a torch with me too, so I can see. So I'll just stray as long as I'm as far as I'm able to see where that light's coming from.
Okay.
So I guess that's like a beacon.
So if you stay within 120 feet of the cart,
Yep.
as the cart's moving, unless you're stopped, unless you're going to stay stopped, because you are stopped right now.
You can keep going on ahead. Though. Just walk. I'll whistle or something if I need you guys to stop.
What are you even looking for?
Anything like a relic or anything that might be there. We still need to find the sword and the spellbook of the mad wizard.
And you think you're gonna find it in this junk?
Hey, you'd be surprised what battles hide in the depths of moss.
We're in a hurry though. We got Ann in the back of the wagon.
Well, just slow down to a little bit more of a walk, and we'll just see what this goes to. And I just kind of trail off after that without.
Okay, so you keep moving with the
We're
cart
moving.
and the rest of the gang, and Hans is like, it's not a good idea to be poking around out there.
No, not a good idea at all.
You keep moving, and you're searching around. Why don't you roll another investigation check?
All right. 12.
You're able to see other, broken, some ruins, some not relics, but some signs of the battle that once happened here long ago.
All right.
But most of whatever might have been there has been grown over. This is kind of a grassy, mossy area. There's some pools of water, almost like a marsh. It's a marsh area, and
right.
so you're kind of slogging around a little bit, looking for things, but you don't find anything that would be useful.
Getting
You find a lot of rocks and a lot of water,
Right.
and you get a little bog foot.
Mm-hmm.
And but you do see occasionally like some broken swords or armor, that sort of
Right.
thing. Yeah.
Any other symbols besides a wolf at all?
Not that you're able to make out.
All right.
Yep.
Well, I'll just keep walking with.
Come
the
on,
cart as it's
Smitty!
going through. So just as much as I can through the bog area, and just keeping the cart pretty much just like walking in line with it,
Okay.
just as I'm going, just to see. I'm sure with her, if there's something out there that could be seen with the daylight or something might reflect off of it.
Sure.
So
Okay, so as the cart kind of makes its way to the edge of this clearing and is going to start to enter the woods again, you sort of are coming around and making your way back to the cart.
all right.
And as you do, the one thing of interest that you do find is you find a skeletonized body.
This is the first skeleton I've seen too.
Yeah, I mean you've seen bones and stuff, but this
Right.
is like a skeleton that's kind of laying in the mud and submerged up to its chest. Basically, its ribs are sort of, I guess, submerged below the waterline,
All right.
but it doesn't have a head.
All right. Other ones I've seen kind of had heads.
Nothing. You haven't really seen anything that's been even this intact.
All right.
This is the most intact skeleton you've seen.
Could I investigate it closer?
Sure. Yeah.
Like see if there's anything next to it, like a head or a piece of armor. I rolled a 7.
Everything must have been deteriorated after all these years of decay,
All right.
and the bog. So everything kind of sinking into this bog over time.
All right.
So.
Well, I'll catch up to the cart and
All right.
the headless horseman floating around now.
All right. Well, you found that anyway.
So the day starts to come to a close as you're traveling, and Hans says we should be looking for a place to camp for the night.
Mm-hmm.
So we're back into the woods again now,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
All right. Is there any cliffs or anything that we saw while we're in the bog? Like any? No, the terrain after
Yeah.
that.
And
It'd
I'm
be
sorry,
hard to
how
see.
long did it take us to go across that space?
Oh, across the opening?
Mm-hmm.
I would say it probably took you half hour.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we have a half hour still of daylight in the woods.
I would say, yeah, you
Because
probably got
because I've got an hour.
30. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you've at this point, it's been longer than an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we're past that now.
Okay.
And Oleg is like, yeah, you know what? There's a campsite up ahead. We can stay there. I know we've stayed there before.
All right.
he's walking in front of the cart, and he guides you to this camping area that's right off the side of the road.
Right.
You trust these guys, all right? They wouldn't do anything like double cross us and lead us into some kind of ambush tonight, would they?
I tell you what, if it's either we trust them and they kill us, or we don't trust them and something else kills us.
Yep.
So no matter what, I'll just sleep with an eye open. But I think there could have been chances they could have took us before, but either way, we're gonna have to trust somebody once in a while.
I hope that you can apply that to me as well.
Oh, yeah. Hope she doesn't kill us either.
Yep.
Fair enough.
All right, so you make camp, excuse me, at this little campsite, and Hans and Oleg kind of take out some of their food, and they cook a little bit over the fire. They get a fire going, and they're making some of their chow and kind of doing their own thing. And one of them has a little bottle, so they're drinking a little something.
I'm making food.
Okay.
I know we have
Passing
to.
out candy.
I mean, we have to keep taking care of ourselves in order to take care of each other. So
Yep.
I've got rations in my own pack. I've got an explorer's pack. So
All right, so you're sitting by the fire. You get some food in you. You get the horses taken care of.
I'm gonna pull out the book
Okay.
and kind of start reading, skimming through it, and seeing if there's anything talks about anything of importance or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean it's a book of recipes
All right.
essentially, and formulas for creating various remedies.
All right. Does it
All kinds of
say
things.
anything what the outcome of the remedy is, or is
It doesn't.
All right.
Yep. It's written in a weird shorthand,
All right.
so it's hard to read. But you're able to pick up on some of it, and like your experience with
Like a poisoner's.
poison, it gives you a little bit of insight, but you're
Right.
not you're not an herbalist or anything like that. So it's a little tough for you.
Is there anything? I guess.
Someone who was an herbalist could probably
All right.
take a look at this and start piecing things together pretty quickly, I would say, if they had time to study it.
All right.
Yeah.
Does anything stand out, like any type of herb that I knew that was like poisonous or caused like anything?
How much time do you spend paging through this?
Does the recipe list is just recipes of it?
Yeah, like there's different pages with all kinds of different, like it has ingredients listed, and then it doesn't. Again, it's hard to say like what are the amounts. You're not sure. You can tell it's a recipe book or a formula book. You don't understand like how it's laid out.
I'll flip through, and this is what I'm going to look for, like something common, like 2 or 3 common herbs that are used in like poisons,
Okay.
and glimpsing through each recipe to see if I see any with that particular ingredient in it. So it's like a common.
Sure. Roll. What would we roll here? Maybe a medicine check.
Could I do? Hold on, I got a good one.
All right.
I think I have it written down. I'm not too sure. She was talking about getting a special ingredient.
Mm-hmm.
Could I do a history check to remember what ingredient it was? What it was called?
Did she tell you what it was?
She did. I'm trying to remember what was there, because we're talking about buying it. And then I kind of get. Let me see if I have it written down. Could I try to do a history check?
Sure.
All right. So, and that's what I'm gonna. If I can remember what it was called. History. Seven.
Yeah, you think you might remember what it is, but you're almost sure you remember exactly the name that she used for it.
Yeah.
But you just can't find it.
Can't find it.
Yeah, but you're pretty sure you've got the name right.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just gonna keep looking for.
All right. So you're reading the book.
Yep.
Anna. Sorry.
Selise.
R.I.P. Selise. How about you? Anything you want to do at this point?
Well, if you two are feel as though you can trust in me a bit, it might help me to help you if I knew exactly what happened at the orphanage, what you saw there. It sounded evil, and that's something I can help you with, maybe, from time to time.
Kid turned into black smoke.
Did you see anything there that... Yes, please. Did you see anything there that was in the... Did you see anything in the orphanage that was unusual for an orphanage?
Saw marks of look like runes written into beds. That was infernal language.
I
Some type
speak
of oath.
infernal. Do you have that symbol? What did you see? Did you write it down?
Didn't you make
Yeah.
it rubbing?
I pull out the rubbing. Yep.
I speak infernal, so I need to.
Ought to be able to understand the rubbing.
But I don't have the tools here to be able to decode that.
But you speak Infernal?
Yes,
Okay.
that is one of my languages.
So you take a look at it, and it's pretty crude, and it takes you a little bit of time, but you are able to decipher the runes, and they loosely translate to dark dreams.
Where did you see these marks in the orphanage? Where were they located?
On the bed frames.
Because this means dark dreams. And somebody marked that on the beds of the children or something.
Right. I crunch up the paper and I throw it at the fire.
Yeah, I think that's wise.
And
I'm
You
so-
see
glad-
it just
I'm glad
burn up and
Yep.
into cinders.
I'm glad you wrote that down. And I'm glad you got the children out of there.
That must be powerful words.
That's we're talking about some very dark stuff. Dark man. This is clearly dark magic. I wish I had been there. This is what my lack of faith has brought me to. Thank you for sharing that. Was there anything else?
Kids are all beat up,
Bruise.
scratched up, bruised up. Looks like they've been brawling.
They might have done it to each other even,
I don't know.
and not even realized it.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
I don't think that kid that turned into smoke, it seems to me he wasn't too beat up.
You hear a wolf howl.
Do we really?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We got a fire going?
Yep.
Should, yeah, good.
Does it sound close?
Sounded like that.
Alright. I'm gonna
Off in
climb
the
up.
distance, but
I'm
yeah.
gonna climb up to a tree and tie myself to a branch. Is there big trees around?
Oh yeah, a lot of trees.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna climb up a tree and kind of tie myself to it with a blanket. That way I can keep warm, but I ain't sleeping on the ground.
How high up are you gonna climb?
How big are the trees?
There's really small trees and there's some really big trees. Like
I'll find one that's like probably 50 feet up, and I'll climb like 20 feet up.
all right, roll an acrobatics or athletics check.
Athletics or athletics? You said
Yep.
20.
Okay, you're able to quickly. Yeah, doesn't take you a whole lot longer to get up there.
All right.
So you're secured up there. As you kind of bed down for the night. Is anyone going to keep watch?
How about if I sit on one side of the cart and you sit on the other side of the cart?
Yep. Works for me.
You look over and you see Oleg and Hans are snoring. It looks like they might have had a little too much to drink.
Nope. They're useful.
But you do notice, if you look closely, you notice that Hans has one eye open.
Really didn't lie.
Okay, so the night sets in. The fire is still burning. Smitty is up in a tree. Hans and Oleg are sleeping by the fire. And Selise and Flinta are keeping watch.
Yep, I'm sitting in the cart.
Okay. You're in the cart.
You're in the cart?
Yep, I'm in the cart, sitting on the net.
Wake me up. Well, I'll say, look over you and before I go up. And tell you wake me up for last watch.
Okay.
That way, if I take first watch, I have to climb down to wake you guys up.
Yes.
So just wake me up, like throw a rock at me or something.
Okay.
All right. So, are you taking the first watch? Or you both are doing the first watch?
I'm not going to sleep yet.
Okay.
I'm sitting up.
Okay.
All right. Well then,
You can go to sleep if you want.
I'll snooze, but
Yeah.
I'll be leaning against the cart, so just knock on the cart if
Okay.
All right.
I'll be sleeping lightly.
So, Flinta, roll a perception check.
6. I didn't say I was a good watch.
It's actually kind of a nice night.
Mm-hmm.
You feel good, the warmth of the fire. You're kind of watching the flames flicker and dance, and it feels good. You're glad to be out of Valakai.
Mm-hmm. For sure,
You
out of
feel,
town.
even though you know that there's an impending danger in the woods and outside, you feel a little bit safer actually than you did inside the walls. But
Not going to sleep though.
yeah, you stay awake and nothing out of the ordinary happens. You hear some wolves howling, but luckily nothing comes sniffing around camp during the first watch.
Man.
And as it gets close to the end of your watch, you wake up Selise. Or you're going to take the next watch? Okay.
Alright, soak up the fire, wake her up. Hey, it's time to switch.
All right.
All right, Selise, why don't you roll a perception check for me?
Flinta, would it be possible for me to sit up on the cart so I can have a better view of things
Yeah, that's fine.
than down on the ground?
Yeah, that's
Is there
fine.
room for me up here on the bench of the cart? Okay.
Probably. Just don't sit on Anna.
All right. I won't do that. And you said perception?
Yes.
10.
Okay. So you're feeling pretty awake. You also are excited to be outside of Valakai. You've spent a long time in Valakai. You've got this invigorated sense about you, with new purpose. And you're thinking about a lot of things as you stare at the fire and look up and down the road. And at some point during your watch, you hear something. The distinct sound of a horse galloping.
This horseman, he's coming.
A horse galloping down the road.
And I am going to use a
This is
cantrip
Ichabod.
here.
Okay.
Ichabod, yeah,
Thaumaturgy.
Ichabod
Okay.
And my voice booms up to 3 times as loud as my normal for 1 minute. And I'm going to yell who goes there so that I can wake everybody up at the same time.
Okay.
Hey, wow.
So
What's out there?
You hear Selise's voice, and it wakes.
Who's out
everybody.
there?
Whoa!
Everybody else roll a perception check
Perception,
real
yep.
quick.
16.
I'm only 4.
All right, you hear it as well, Smitty. From your perch, you hear a horse coming.
Do I see? Looking in the direction.
You
or
don't see
anything?
anything yet. You just hear it.
All right.
Which direction is it coming from as
It's
it
coming
relates to the
from.
cart?
It's coming from where you've already been.
Okay.
I'll start untying myself from the tree and get ready to kind of pull out some knives
Yep,
This
I'm gonna
way.
stoke the fire and get some more light going in the thing.
Hans gets up and he's pulling on his cloak and he's like, what's going on here? And Oleg is still on the ground, just kind of snoozing.
And I've got a bolt notched in my crossbow.
Okay. Okay, so everybody's just sort of ready.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Within 20 seconds of Selise's warning, the galloping gets really loud, and all of a sudden you see this skeletal horse galloping in your direction on the road. And atop the horse is an undead, skinless, almost completely skeletonized soldier. Just going strong on this horse, but as they come closer, you can almost see like the rider is sort of like decomposed into the horse, and they're like joined as almost one entity. And it comes closer and closer and comes right up to the cart.
Halt!
It just gallops.
No, you have to halt. I'm giving you a command.
Are you casting a spell?
I'm casting a spell.
All right, what does
Halt.
command do?
Command is halt. I speak one word command to the creature I can see within range. Target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or follow the command on its next turn.
Fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, crap. I take that back.
No, you
No.
already said.
Crap! I'm sorry. I didn't realize
What didn't you
you're
realize?
undead. It's not going to work.
Well, you can still say it
I
and
can
still try.
Halt!
Yeah, it's so good to know.
Halt!
It just keeps going. And as it comes by you, Anna, it's like head. You're sitting in the cart, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of looks over. Anna, sorry, Selise.
Mm-hmm.
It looks over at you and just goes, and then just takes off into the darkness.
Could I do something before it goes through?
You could try.
Could I try to? It's not gonna work. Never mind.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw a dagger at it actually,
All right.
and see if I could do anything.
All right. Go
I
for
just-
it.
Not a silver dagger. This is one of my.
Oh, you didn't throw the silver one?
Nope. If this one goes through, I don't want it to carry off with it. 16 to hit.
It hits. Roll damage.
All right. And this is a sneak attack. I get sneak attack since it has not attacked on its turn yet. 6. Five, 9 damage to it.
Okay. So the dagger sinks inside of the skeleton rider, and it just keeps riding.
All right.
Just rides right past you. Disappears into the mists.
I climb down, and I'll kind of look at you and say, it looks like you know some type of magic. Are you able to locate any type of objects?
No, that's beyond my abilities at this point. But
Son
I'm
of a
always
bitch.
I'm always trying to learn. My powers come from the divine, so
Alright.
I have to wait for them to come to me. I can't go to them.
Well, great. Looks like I lost a dagger. I once saw a wizard locate some type of things, and I was hoping that if I threw a dagger and embedded it, we might be able to track it down.
Oh, I am so sorry.
Hey, it's alright. Well, I'm not gonna sleep anymore. You guys wanna?
I don't know if I am either.
So it's probably like 2 in the morning, something like that, approximately. It's pretty early.
One of us should be sleeping.
Well, I got through. This was your shifts. I got at least a partial rest.
All right.
I'll go back to sleep.
I'll doze off too, and you can just make a little noise, and I'll be awake.
All right.
Okay, so everybody goes back to sleep.
I'm gonna climb up
and
in the tree.
Smitty gets back up in the tree.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Roll a perception check for the last watch of the night.
Natural one.
You got to get rid of that die.
But it keeps it interesting. I had 2 nat 20s today and 2 nat 1s, so it's
High low.
You're on both ends of the spectrum. You don't notice anything. You're on high alert. Even with that roll, you're still pretty vigilant, especially after what just happened.
all right.
You're also a little ticked off about your knife. But yeah, nothing else happens, and eventually the ambient light in the area starts to brighten a little bit. You can tell that it's morning, and eventually Hans and Oleg start to get up and gather their things together. Surprisingly, they're up extremely early, given the fact that they were kind of tipping the bottle last night.
They woke up for the rider coming through, right?
Yeah, Hans did.
The other one.
Oleg, yeah, he didn't.
Oleg
he
is
didn't
still
get up.
gone.
Yeah.
I kind of give Oleg shit. He'll be like, well, good.
We're still here, aren't we?
Yep.
Seems like I was pretty lucky.
Yeah, it's kind of unusual.
I wonder if that
That
had
it didn't
anything to
attack
do
us.
with that battleground we passed through.
I kind of want to track the tracks on it and see where this thing went
Yeah.
to.
Okay.
Do you guys think? I mean, we could follow it through even with the cart. See if it splits off the road anywhere.
Yeah, especially if it's going the same way we are.
Yep.
Yeah, it'd be good to know.
Okay.
I don't know how comfortable I am leaving the roadway though. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yep.
So you get everything packed up, and you get back on the road, and you're kind of out front looking for tracks.
Yeah, I'll have Oleg and Han with me
Okay.
too. Since
So
they're
you
kinda
can
our
roll a survival check with advantage because they're helping you.
guys. Good thing.
Yeah, good thing.
Was that 2 natural ones in a row?
No, one, 2, then 1 natural 1.
Oh my god!
So 5.
There, so you there's a lot of tracks all over this road. I mean, it's a pretty well used road, so it's
Right.
hard. You're like, I can't tell if these are fresh or what. It's hard. You're sort of at a loss for trying to figure out which tracks were the riders.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll call. Hey, Flinta, do you think you could tell? I was like, the 3 of us were having a hard time tell what tracks are which.
You sure you want to follow those tracks?
Well, just to see where they
I
went.
got, what is it, history?
Survival.
Survival. Do I get advantage as well? No, I'm by myself. Where is survival? I got 11.
Okay, you see what you think are the fresh tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And they lead off in the direction that you're going.
Yeah, I can see them from up here. They're that way. Come on, get going.
Could I do a perception check to see if the tracks that he found are different, and that way I could keep an eye on?
Sure, you can try.
That way, if there's a bunch of tracks out there, kind of.
Is there anything distinct about them? I think
Yeah,
it'd be more of an
that's right.
investigation check.
All right.
Yeah.
To try to keep an eye on them in the future to make it easier. 19.
Yeah, so one of you can tell from the set of tracks that Flinta points out that one of the hooves does not have, actually 2 of the hooves don't have the imprint of a horseshoe.
All right. Right.
So you're able to sort of hone in on that.
Kind of figure out what we're looking for now.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's continue forward and we'll keep looking and we'll see if at a certain point if they veer off at all.
Okay. All right. So are you gonna, in order to, it depends on how fast you move, like how easy it's gonna be to see this. So
Okay.
if you're moving at normal speed,
Let's say walking.
you'll be
speed.
at normal walking speed. Or you could be a little bit more careful about what you're looking for, and it would probably be half speed.
All right.
So it depends on what you want to do.
I would let's move at half speed, just because here's the reason why. If we know where the tracks went, we're going this direction on the road anyways. So now we can know if it veered off or where exactly this thing went. Whereas if we just didn't track it down, we have no idea where it's at, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not saying pursue it, but at least that way we know if it's still ahead of us or it ventured off into the woods at some point. What do you think?
The thing is
Well,
creepy. I don't like anything about it.
my only concern is for your friend who's
Yeah.
been deceased for a while, and the condition of her body, and what the abbot's going to be able to do or not do, depending on how long she's been gone.
That's true. Let's ask. Oh, I don't think she's too worried about it though.
Well,
I'll kind of look at it.
all right. Well, I just am, like I said, you don't know. There are things afoot in this realm, and I'm concerned about how much of your friend is going to be coming back.
Yep.
I'm more concerned with us too. So
Alright.
if we just trot carelessly, and if we die, then she doesn't come back either.
All right.
So
And this is
a more
this is
secure-
your trek, and I'm here to help assist. So as long as you are aware of that, I'm going to
Yeah.
continue forward
I'd say, I think we
with you.
Yeah.
we got. What do you think? Slow it down, or carry forward? We got 1 and 1 pretty much.
For a little while. I'm not gonna go half speed all day, but we can go half speed for a while.
Right.
We'll go half speed until I get antsy and pick up speed, and then you guys work to keep up. Let's go. Come on.
All right, so you continue on half speed, and you're keeping a really good eye on the tracks, and you're able to follow them. You've identified that there's 2 of the hooves don't have horseshoes, and it's kind of sticking out in your mind now as you walk down the road.
All right.
And you're able to follow it, and it just keeps on going down the road.
All right.
You don't notice it turning off, and you're about an hour into your half speed,
All right.
and it just keeps on going straight.
It sucks going half speed. We're never gonna get there.
All right. Let's just go full speed ahead then. Again, it didn't attack us, so
No.
that's something good for it. But it could be said not ambush too.
So we
it was
go-
1 versus 5.
We go a mile half speed. That's something like 2 miles down the road, something like that. So just continuing down the road for quite a while.
Hans says, "Yeah, we should be able about midday if we pick up the pace. We should hit the Raven River crossroads about midday.
Is there another campsite along this road?
Well, we should make if we can get moving here. We'd make it to Kresk tonight.
Let's push forward then. We'll double speed then.
All right, so yeah.
Woohoo!
So you take off, moving pretty quick to make up some time, and about midday, just as Hans predicted, you see a weather-worn signpost next to the road. The 3 arms of the sign point along the 3 branches of this road. The arm pointing north reads Kresk, and through the woods you see an arching stone bridge spanning a river. The arm pointing east reads Valakai, from whence you came, and the road slopes up gradually in that direction. There's also an arm pointing southwest, which reads the words, The Wizard of Wines. The road slopes gently downward in that direction.
I knew that was coming sooner or
Yeah.
later.
Yep, we're at the Raven River crossroads. That's the river right there, just up ahead.
Why?
What's the significance of the wine? Talk to me.
The wine's Well, you're from this place, don't you? The Wizards of Wine?
Yeah, it's the wine that they serve in town, and well, as far as I can understand, they've not been getting deliveries.
Yep, this is something that we want to check out.
Maybe on the way back,
Yep.
Yep.
there'll be an extra person with us. Maybe, hopefully.
Yep. We'll
Crash.
continue to crest. Yep.
Okay. So you carry on pretty much. Instead of stopping to rest, you're gonna push on, and the hunters are just eating their tack as they go, and sort of just keeping pace. Not too long down the road, you cross the bridge, and you can see the raging Raven River below you. It moves at a fast clip in this location. It's a pretty narrow part of the river, but you can see if you look down a ways, it disappears into the mist. It opens up into a little bit broader river, but it's moving pretty fast. And you also feel as though the temperature is dropping a bit, noticeably. It's a little bit colder here. And you can almost sometimes barely see your breath as you speak to each other.
Hey, Olaf.
Yeah.
Where's this river go to?
South.
South where?
I've never been down there.
The downstream? It goes south?
Yeah.
Not to Valakai or anything?
No. Valakai's to the east.
What about you, Hans?
I've never been never taken the river. It does go north up to Lake Baratok. I've been up there before.
Was that the Bertok was...
I don't think that was the river or the lake we were on.
Mm-hmm.
What lake were you on?
I don't know, I'm terrible with names. It had the Devil's Isle. Do you know anything about that little part? I'm trying to remember.
Doesn't ring a bell.
I probably have it written down, but my notes are getting pretty bad.
I'm assuming I can't refer back to my
No.
notes because I don't know anything about anything, right?
Yeah, Selise wouldn't know the Anna notes.
It was right next to the Vistani camp.
Vistani camp.
Belgrade?
Lake Zarovich?
Zarovich, yeah.
Yeah, the big lake.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the one that's just north of Valakai. You been there, huh?
Yep. So this lake, this river goes to
Lake Baratok.
Baratok.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything around the lake?
Yeah, there's an old tower. Old ruined tower. I don't know much about it.
Any villages or anything?
No. Only village around here is Kresk to the west, Valakai to the east, and then, there's the wines. I suppose you could go south. South is dangerous.
Kind of look at you, Flinta, and say, well, this river moves pretty quick, so if you ever want to get to the tower, it might be an easy travel to find something and flow down to it.
Isn't north upstream?
Uh-huh.
The tower, Lake is north.
It's flowing from the lake. The lake is up north, and it's
All right.
flowing. The water's flowing south past you.
And they
And
don't
then
know
down
if
to
they
the
haven't
south.
been to. Alright.
Yep. It disappeared. The river disappears in the mists.
Alright.
All right.
Keep pushing ahead.
Yeah, keep pushing ahead.
Okay.
I was just trying to figure out a little more information about it.
Yep.
All right. So you continue on. Roll a perception check, everybody, as we get into the second half of the day.
4.
11.
21.
Ooh, somebody's paying attention.
So as you're moving along, Selise, you are paying attention, and you're watching up ahead of you, and you see what you think is an overturned cart up ahead.
Gentlemen, I believe that we need to slow down a bit. There's something up front, up ahead. It looks like a tipped over cart. I'm not sure until we get a little bit closer.
Cart, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's approximately 150 feet ahead.
I'll go into the woods a little bit and kind of try to get closer, investigate. You guys want to stay here and I'll signal you if I see anything?
Yeah, I'd kind of like to.
I'd like to go ahead. I want if there's something that I can do to help you, maybe I can walk ahead in the road and you can stay in the woods and I can draw any attention to me and you just keep your eyes peeled.
Alright, I'll just sneak through. So I'm gonna sneak into the woods.
Okay.
Natural 20.
All right.
So, like,
You've
28.
never been
on.
this sneaky before.
Yep.
You're like, damn, I'm sneaky.
yeah, got my sneaky shoes on.
Yeah. Yeah, Flinta, what are you thinking?
I'm hanging next to Anna, bringing up the rear.
Okay, so you're in the cart.
I'm in the cart.
Are you stationary or are you moving?
I'm just slowly creeping ahead.
Okay.
You guys can't even see me.
Yeah.
Like, super.
Hans and Oleg are with you.
Yep.
Next to the cart. They're like, we'll stay here.
Yep.
So, Selise, you head forward.
Yeah, and I'm going to I think I'm going to hit a cantrip on this.
Okay.
A light cantrip.
Okay.
When I get close enough.
Okay.
Because that's going to be it'll shed a bright light in a 20-foot radius. So when I get that close,
Within 20 feet?
within 20 feet, I'm going to do the cantrip and get some light on it so that I can see what's going on there before I get too close.
Sure. Okay, so you creep up and it's a little bit before you get to your 20 feet, but you can see that there is indeed an overturned cart. It looks as though it's smashed. There are materials that were presumably inside the cart strewn about. There are a couple of cages with chickens that are flopping around and kind of freaking out inside of cages. There's two of those. And there are sacks that are torn open. And you see a leg and a boot just poking out from behind on the other side of that you can't see what's beyond the cart, but you can see a leg on the ground that's not moving.
Okay.
I'm moving ahead too, because I was going to investigate.
So you can basically see the same thing at this point.
Right.
Because I've hit the light.
And now you're at 20 feet,
and
you hit the light.
So he should be able to see
Yep.
them
So the
as
light,
well.
it's this bright. Describe this light.
Bright light in a 20-foot radius and a dim light for an additional 20.
Right.
It's just going to be sunlight.
Okay. So
That's no extra color. That's it.
Okay. So you pop the light.
Oh, if I target an object held or worn by a hostile creature, the creature must succeed on a dexterity saving throw to avoid the spell. So if there's something hostile there,
What are you casting the spell on?
on the cart area, and particularly zeroing in on that leg that's sticking out. So
when you cast the spell, you cast it on a specific point in space.
right,
Yep.
right.
So just choose a point in space.
So I'm gonna
The card itself?
The point is going to be the point where the leg is sticking out from the cart.
Okay. Great. Everybody roll initiative.
Here we go.
Uh-oh. Crap. I've got 3.
We won't be needing this, will we?
What does that say?
That's brutal.
Selise, is it S-E-L-I-S-E?
Selise.
Okay. And then we got Hans. I should have named the other guy Franz.
Yep, that'd have been fun.
Can we take a quick
Yeah, take a break.
Quick break.
I'm 19. How long did Smitty sleep for?
2 hours. Did he have nightmare again?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Was it another D10?
It was bad. It was a bad one. Worse than the one that I started with.
Alright.
They're getting worse. So
Alright.
yeah, another D10. This is gonna be a problem for you.
I'm trying to remember. I was cursed by something too, wasn't it?
Yep. That's what you're starting to think.
No, I remember.
You're starting to think that's the case.
I remember. I need to look through. I am gonna be going foul here pretty quick.
Where are you at now?
29 out of my 48 I had. Yeah.
You know what happens when you hit 0?
Am I exhausted too? I had an exhaustion level. Oh no, that was from.
That was from being in the stocks.
Yeah. I remember.
So if that light, if I target an object held or worn by a hostile creature, that creature must succeed on a dexterity saving throw to avoid the spell.
The legs
You didn't
poking off
target
the cart.
a creature though.
Yeah,
No.
you targeted the cart.
Targeted the legs poking off from the cart.
The point where the leg was sticking out from the cart, like
So
so.
you're on the leg itself or the ground next to the leg?
If that leg comes alive, it needs to manage a dexterity saving throw.
Right.
Okay, so it's on the leg.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, got it. Okay. As the light explodes into brightness on the leg, you hear a growl of and Flinta, you're first to act. You see it's hard for you to see because the light is so bright, but you see something get up that's pretty big from behind the cart.
And jam on the brakes and out of the cart. I grab my great axe and the sun amulet.
I have a question. I'm sorry. I just have a question.
Okay.
That may be applicable here. So, if I have an enchantment that I want to do to protect my friends, do I still have to wait till my turn? Or can I do that at any time?
Yep, you have to do it on your turn.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright, thank you.
One thing, would I get a surprise round too if I'm unseen? Like,
Well,
sneak attacks.
in terms of the way the initiative worked, there was nothing to sneak attack on
Alright.
because you didn't have line of sight on whatever it is that just jumped up.
Alright,
Yep.
got
So
it.
you are hidden in the woods at this
Alright.
point,
Got
as
it.
far as you can tell.
Got it.
Yep. So Flint, I'm sorry. You're still, I would say, probably like 50 feet from the cart, and you hop out of your cart. And what are you doing? You're brandishing your axe
Axe and the sun
and
amulet.
the amulet. Okay. And you want to do any movement or anything?
Still 50 feet away, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was closer than that. How far am I away from Celeste? And
You're about 30 feet back from Selise. Selise or Celeste?
Selise.
Selise.
Selise. Dominae.
I thought I was closer than that.
Don't you forget it.
That's right.
But they will.
I'm gonna boost the cart up closer.
You're gonna move the cart up?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not gonna hop out. I thought I was closer than that.
Okay, so you're in the cart and you're moving up closer.
Yeah, I'm not close.
Roll an animal handling check for me. The horses are getting kind of skittish.
11.
Okay, so you're able to move forward, but you're really having to like, yeah, come on, on, and you're trying to really maintain the horse's concentration because they're getting kind of spooked right now.
All right.
How much closer do you want to move?
I'd like to move into 35 feet. And then
So
jam
you're
the
gonna
brakes.
move 15 feet forward.
Yeah.
Okay, so you move up 15 feet, and that'll take your turn basically to get up to. You're about 35 feet from the cart right now. Basically, what you all see at this point is this giant creature. It's dirty and grimy, and it's tall and lanky, and it's got this like long knotted hair falling down, short little pointy ears, and mostly naked from what you can tell, but it's humanoid in nature, and it's got these really long clawed arms, and it's kind of got this green tone to it, and it just and it looks up at you. At me. Yeah, because you're within 20 feet.
All
and
right.
It has something in its hands that you can't tell what it is, but it just goes, and then it jumps up on the top of the cart and just growls at you.
On the cart that it was behind.
That's right.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
But it's not your turn yet. That's just what you
see.
see.
Okay. All right.
All
right.
Smitty.
I go.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to throw 2 daggers at it.
Okay.
I think it's tall. It's like taller than the cart.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll peek behind a tree,
It's big.
and I'll throw them kind of like as quick as I can.
Okay.
'Cause it, like, will be an action, then a bonus action to throw.
So what's your range with those?
I think it's, you have to look it up. I think it's 20 feet accurate, then up to 100 or
So how
60
close
feet.
are you before you throw the daggers?
I was moving up with her, so
So you're 20 feet.
all right. So
All right.
just 20 feet off. Or how the road's 10 feet?
The road's about 10 feet wide, approximately.
I'd say I'm probably like 30 feet.
Yeah,
away
you're right.
from
Range is 20 and 60.
20, 60.
You
So,
should write that down.
right.
So you're how far? 30 feet?
Mm-hmm.
So you can, you're,
I'll move up to the tree line a little bit closer then.
so now you're 20 feet out. 20
60.
feet away from the creature.
All right. So I'll throw 2. And I have advantage because it's a sneak attack since it hasn't taken a turn yet. First one is 15.
You hit. Roll damage. What dagger is this?
These are not the silver daggers.
Okay. Silver dagger, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
one. Yep. 8, 10.
Okay.
Then second attack. Oh, plus 6, so 16.
Okay.
Second attack doesn't get the modifier. 15. 19.
Hits.
4, 8, 9 damage to it.
Okay. So the first dagger comes flinging in and hits it right in the throat. And it kind of staggers a little bit, and the second dagger comes in and hits it right in the chest.
Alright.
And it just kind of looks over in your direction from where these daggers came.
Alright. Could I... I'll start going into the woods, so I'll move 30 feet into the woods.
Okay. So you're going to
deeper.
move back 30 feet. But
Yep.
you already moved forward a little bit, so you could probably move back 20 feet. I think you moved forward about 10 feet.
Alright, so I'll move 20 feet.
Okay. So now you're about 40 feet away. That brings us to Hans. And Hans draws his longsword. He says, "Fucking trolls!" And he moves forward, and he gets up to right about where Selise is. So he's kind of right next to you with his longsword drawn. That's his action. And then
And I'm 20 feet.
you're 20 feet away.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Just keeping track.
Yep. And then that was Hans.
Mm-hmm.
And Oleg knocks an arrow and fires an arrow at this thing from his position near you, Flinta.
Yep.
And his arrow goes wide. And that brings us to Selise.
All right, I'm going to hit him with Scorching Ray.
Okay.
3 rays of fire and hurl them at targets within range. I can hurl them at one target or several. So, make a ranged spell attack for each ray. On a hit, the target takes 2d6 fire damage.
Very nice.
So I'm gonna hit 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
I'm not gonna hit them all at once. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3.
Okay. So roll 3 attack rolls.
And that would be with. I'm sorry, because this is a different character. Do I use?
It's still a d20.
A d20.
Yep.
All
And then
right.
you're adding your spell attack modifier.
Okay. Oh, sorry. On the book here. 21.
Okay, that one hits.
21.
That one also hits.
12.
That one misses. So the first 2 bolts of fire
Yeah,
Right.
Scorching Ray. 3 rays of fire.
blast into this thing as it's standing on top of the cart, searing its skin and burning some of its hair.
So
The
there's-
last one flies past it. It kind of like moves out of the way and it flies past.
So that's on a hit. So 2d6 fire damage.
So 4d6.
4d6
Yep.
fire. Well, yeah, 4d6 fire damage.
Okay.
You gotta roll the
Oh,
d6s.
d6s. Sorry.
Normal die.
Yeah. Takes me a second.
Nice.
5. 4 of them.
Yep.
3.
8,
5.
13,
3.
16. Nice.
Alright.
Take that, you asshat. Scorching Ray.
Okay. Anything else?
I think maybe I'm going to just stay where I am until I see what happened.
Okay.
I want to see what happened to the troll. How it takes the Scorching Ray.
You got it. All right, comes back to Flinta. Flinta, you're 35 feet away, and you are right at the cart.
Yes.
Okay,
Horses are skittish.
Okay, so
they're
wait a
having a
minute.
really hard time right
so
now.
I hit it with the Scorching Ray. And,
2 out of the 3 bolts that you sent hit.
right, I understand. But
Yeah.
what then happened to the troll?
It took damage.
And that was it. It didn't. That's it.
It took some serious. It took 16 points.
Okay, I
of
just
fire
didn't know
damage.
if there was any reaction to me. If there's okay, just that's.
No, it's
okay.
just it's right now. It's just getting its ass kicked.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Thank you.
I'm gonna hop out of the cart 5 feet forward, so I'm just about to the front of the horses, and I'm gonna throw a javelin at it.
Okay. Do it.
Jeez, you've been javelined for a long
I
time.
haven't javelin for a long time. I haven't had much luck.
It's time to javelin. Is that a verb? Javelin? It should be.
Well, it is
should
now.
be.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you
Totally.
rage
is.
at all?
Oh, I didn't rage yet. Yeah, I should totally rage. Rage and Berserk.
And Berserk.
And Berserk.
Dang.
And Berserk gives me advantage? No, it gives me extra damage. Frenzy.
Frenzy allows you to use your bonus action as an attack,
Okay.
but you're using your bonus action to rage,
Yeah.
so you won't
Okay.
get that until next round.
Gotcha. So, rage, move forward 5 feet, and throw.
Okay.
And we got 6. What do I get for a bonus on rage? Do I
It
get
doesn't give
anything?
you a bonus to attack. It just gives you a bonus to damage.
But
And
I
it
get,
gives you resistance to some forms of damage. But yeah.
on my attack roll, that's straight then?
It's a ranged attack, so you would add your dexterity modifier.
Okay.
And are you proficient with javelins?
Yes.
Then you would add your proficiency modifier as well.
Okay.
I think
So,
javelin might be either or too. I'll double check on it because you might be able to use your strength instead. You have the javelin
yeah.
pulled up.
1d6 piercing.
It would be on
Look
the.
over here.
It would be the page before that. I'll tell you.
It's just a throne. It doesn't have any other properties besides throne. Usually it would have like versatile property.
Yeah.
It does
Yeah.
not have that.
Alright.
So it's dexterity plus your. So what's your dexterity modifier?
Plus
David?
3.
Okay, and then what's
So
your proficiency
6 plus
bonus?
3 is 9. Plus 3 is 12.
Okay, so you fling your javelin towards this creature and it just goes wide.
Oh, you are out
Frickin'
of
javelins.
You are out of practice.
You and your javelins.
Well, you're just out of practice, man.
So you moved up 5 feet. You threw the javelin. Anything else you want to do? You raged.
I raged.
I don't know if there's anything else you have. You could still move if you wanted to.
I'm gonna stick close to the horses.
Okay.
Rage on the horses a little bit. Keep those suckers right
God
where they
damn it,
belong.
horses.
I'm sorry. How far behind me are you?
35 feet back.
Well,
You're-
now you're 30.
Now I'm 30,
Yeah, he's
because
30
I
feet
moved
back.
up
So he's
Okay.
10 feet behind you.
All right,
Yeah.
and so you're 50 feet from the thing. Okay.
Yep.
I'm just trying to keep track, everyone.
You and Hans are 20 feet away.
Got it.
You're 40 feet away in the woods, and you're 30 feet away. Okay,
No,
that brings
50.
us to
No, 30. I
No,
moved
you're 30
forward.
behind me.
no.
No.
He is 10 behind you.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
that's
I
what I
moved
was getting
forward
at.
with the
Okay,
cart.
got it. All right.
Okay. Selise, as you blast in with these bolts of energy, it turns towards you and it comes at you with an attack. It hurls itself off of the cart and comes down on you. And Hans is next to you with his sword like this, and this thing comes at you and attacks you with its claws.
All right, hold on a second here. All right, hold on a minute. I gotta
15?
keep track of what I'm doing here. Because I did one
Here
of
it
these.
comes.
What's your armor class?
My armor class is 15,
Okay, it hits. Let's see.
and I can't do anything before it hits me.
It's not your turn. Do you have a,
See, there's
do you have a reaction?
The only thing would be like Hellish Rebuke. I don't know if you have
No,
that.
I don't have Hell's Rebuke.
You take 7 piercing damage.
Okay.
It hits you with another attack, claw, swiping at you. What did you say your AC was? 15?
Mm-hmm.
That also hits. 17
Boom, boom.
for 9 piercing damage.
So that's
And
a
then
total
it-
of how much? It was 7 plus 9, 16.
Yeah, 16. There you go.
Right.
And then it tries to bite you.
God.
I know, these things suck. And that hits as well. And that is 10 points of slashing or 10 points of piercing damage.
All right.
Yeah.
I
So
still-
you take some attacks there,
Yeah.
and it just growls at you, and it's really ticked off.
Well, now you've ticked me off.
That brings us to Smitty. Smitty, you're 40 feet out,
40 feet out.
and you see this creature just lunge on your new companion.
Yep. I am going to take action to draw 2 daggers.
Okay.
Or
How many daggers do you have?
right now I have 7 left on hand.
Oh, wow. The knife man.
That is awesome.
Yep, I've been hoarding them. So 2 are
Got
thrown.
15 pounds of daggers.
Well,
on
technically
it.
I have 9, then 1 silver, so I have 10.
Nice.
So I'm going to take an action to draw 2,
Okay.
and as a bonus action, I'm going to move, or as a bonus action, I'm going to stealth up, so I'm trying to stay hidden,
So bonus action hide.
hide, and be.
So are you
hide
gonna
20
move
feet.
forward first and then
Yep.
bonus action hide, right?
Yep.
Okay. So roll a stealth check.
11.
Okay.
So
You move up and you duck and you don't get the feeling that this thing's noticing you. It's busy
alright,
on Selise.
and that's it.
Sorry, it's a habit calling you Enna.
Yeah,
it's
well.
gonna take a little bit. I'm doing
Here.
my best.
Here. She looks like this.
Okay.
Not like
That's-
this.
Yeah, don't show me that one.
That is it.
Okay, so you're moved
Yeah,
up to
so
how
I
close
used-
are you now?
20 feet, I guess.
Okay.
So, or as close as I can, throwing distance, I guess.
Where are you relative to the cart, the overturned cart?
So I would say I I would say I probably retreated when I moved back.
Okay.
Then I'm probably over. So I'm probably 20 feet further back from.
Got it. Okay. All right. That brings us to Hans. Hans sees Selise get attacked, and he swings at this thing with his longsword. And he hits it with his longsword. He swings hard. Oof. And he does very little damage. But that's all right. He does damage.
Did more than Flinta.
He does.
Yes.
He did 3 damage. All right. And that brings us to Oleg. Oleg knocks another arrow and fires another arrow. And again, he misses. Oleg is shit with the arrows. Your ranged people are hurting right now.
Yes.
That brings us back to Selise. Selise, this thing is on you.
All right.
Is your is that light spell? It's not a concentration spell, is it?
Not sure. It's just duration 1 hour.
Okay.
That's all it says.
Yeah, it would say right under duration of
Yeah.
life is con. Okay, great.
Yeah.
No, we don't have to worry about that then.
Right.
What are you gonna do?
I've been debating. I probably should hustle up here. Fireball or spiritual weapon? I'm gonna take a spiritual weapon because I want to try it.
Okay. Sweet. I think that's a freaking awesome idea.
All right. So
My question is, what does your spiritual weapon look like?
it looks like a mace
Okay.
because I actually carry one with me.
Oh wow! I've been my stealth and. Sorry.
You've been cheating the whole time?
No, this one up. I forgot proficiency is doubled.
You've been cheating yourself.
Yep.
So my floating spectral weapon
Mm-hmm.
is gonna last for the duration. And
Yep,
or
that's 1 minute.
Yep. And I can make
Takes a bonus action to cast.
I can take a melee spell attack against, and I've never done a melee spell attack. I don't know what that means.
Well, you essentially did that with your Scorching Rays.
Okay.
Same idea.
All right. Within 5 feet of the weapon. So can I move closer first? Well,
Closer
it's
to
right
what?
next to me.
It's right on you.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
then I
it's
don't need
right
to.
in front of
yeah.
you.
Okay. So within 5 feet.
So you use your bonus action to cause this spectral mace to apparate right next to you.
No, I don't need to. I don't need to use a bonus action.
Yeah, you do.
It doesn't say. Oh, casting time, 1 bonus action. Yeah. Sorry.
That's all right.
On a hit, the target takes force damage equal to, and I'm going to take it at a 3rd level instead of 2nd level.
Okay.
So, I take that back. I'm not going to because I don't have up to 4, so it's not going to be worth it for me to do a 3rd level or higher. So, skip that. It's not going to make any difference. So, just regular 2nd level. So, 1d8 plus my spell casting ability modifier. So, 1d8. 1d8.
Well, first of all, you have to roll to a hit. So
Oh.
roll a d20 and add your spell attack modifier.
15.
That hits. Now you can roll damage. So that's 1d8 plus your spell casting ability modifier, which is your wisdom. So
Hey, could you pull up?
plus 3, whatever you just
So
rolled. plus
7.
3.
I just need to know.
So you just did 7 force damage to this
No.
thing.
7 damage.
Yep, you
Yeah.
clobber it with this spectral weapon.
Yeah.
Probably 50
So it's
pages
gonna be
after that.
that
For 7 damage.
that spectral mace is gonna hit him for 7.
Okay. And everybody else who's watching sees this like blue, shiny, glowing mace that's pretty big just all of a sudden appear next to Selise and just kind of like whack-a-mole. Kabam! Right on the thing's head. It's not happy.
It's not
Not happy with you.
and it's still not dead.
And so, and the mace just stands there. Now, you did see how you can make it move and stuff and all that jazz on your next bonus action. Now you still have an action. That was your bonus action.
Oh, okay. So I still have an action?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hold on a second. I have to make a mark on this.
And be aware, and Ben, back me up or correct me. If you cast a spell, you cannot cast a second spell.
Yeah, that's correct.
So
All
you
right.
can't cast a spell.
All right. Well, then I'm going to take my regular mace
Got it?
and give it a good old whack across
Yeah.
the face
Why
because its
wouldn't you?
face is right up in me.
It's right there.
Yeah.
It's like, it's kind of up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna.
Pinata
I
style.
grab my mace from behind my backpack because it's in my backpack and.
Yes.
Across
All
his
right.
face.
So roll a d20 and add your stuff.
Add my.
What's your to hit bonus for that? So it's a strength based weapon. So it'd be plus your strength modifier, which is
9 total. 7 plus 9.
And then are you you're
9.
proficient with maces, I
Yep,
imagine?
yep.
Okay,
So 12.
and you miss.
Yeah.
It swings just wide of its head. It's a big creature.
Well, I haven't been practicing either because I've been
Right,
gardening.
you're a little
so,
rusty.
there is that.
You're pretty stoked that your spiritual weapon still works. though.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah. Okay.
But
that brings
I don't
us
have time
back
to be happy. I only have time to run.
Yeah.
Can I can't.
You can move still.
Oh, I can still move.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna back out of this situation at least a little ways.
You will take an attack of opportunity.
All right, then I might as well stay where I am.
Okay.
I'm not gonna turn my back to it.
Okay. All right.
I'm trusting in my deity and my friends.
You know what they say about that.
Yeah.
Flinta's going to frenzy.
All right.
So that thing came up half, so it's I was 35, or I was 30 away from it.
Yep.
It closed.
It's now 10 feet away from you.
Okay. Frenzy, tell the horses be steady, and go up and bat it with the great axe.
Okay. Step up and swing.
Hey, buddy.
And we got 7 plus 4 is 11 plus 3 is 14.
That misses, unfortunately.
I think that was enough.
But you are frenzied, so you can use your
Yeah.
bonus action to attack.
I'm gonna try it one more time.
Yeah.
That's worse.
Yep. Both your attacks, unfortunately, swing wide as this thing is just ducking and weaving. Unfortunately. Okay. Now, one thing that both of you notice, and Hans as well, because Hans is right there with the two of you, is that the daggers that were stuck in this creature's neck and chest, all of a sudden fall and hit the ground, and you can see that the wounds start to heal a little bit.
Oh, jeez Louise. Oh,
And
quick question. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Did I get a rest?
you all got a short rest.
All right.
Yep, during that, because you were awoken
Yeah, and I don't
by
know
the.
if that. I don't know what that does for me. Honestly.
No, it doesn't.
Doesn't
Yeah, it
really.
doesn't help the cleric gain spell
Yeah.
slots back.
All right. All right. Just want to know where I'm at.
Yep. So it's the troll's turn, and the troll is going to continue to attack. The creature that's doing damage right now to it, which is Selise and her spectral weapon.
Crap.
First attack with a claw. It misses you. Just swings wide. Second attack. Oof. That one hits.
Oh, Christ.
Don't worry, it's not a natural 20. It is a
Just
25 to
just-
hit. That hits, I believe.
25 is more than 15.
That does 8 slashing damage.
I'm done.
Down.
Down.
I'm down.
Okay.
I had 6 left after the last attack.
All right, you're down.
I'm down.
Shit.
Screw you
And
guys,
then,
man.
and then it bites out at Hans. Oh shit! That is a natural 20.
Oh, goodbye, Hans.
Yep. Let's see.
Nice knowing you.
Bodies in the cart.
Do you know the
Get out.
Edmund Fitzgerald song, the Gales of November.
Hans Hans gets bit by this thing right in the face. Just and it just does one of these and just throws him and he goes flying off.
All right.
And you also see that Selise drops to the ground.
All right.
Shit. Smitty, you're up.
All right. Smitty is gonna peek behind the tree that he's hiding from, and he's got a sneak attack. I'm going to throw 2 daggers at him. First one, 1825. Hits, right?
Hits, yeah.
All right. And the second one, 18.
Also hits.
All right, first one. So I screwed up and I didn't update my character. I was supposed to roll 3d6, not 2d6, and I did 7 damage instead of 6. So, oops. Nice. There's 12, 26, 27, or hold on. 10, 16, 17, 18, 19, plus 7 is 26 damage.
26 total?
Yep.
For both hit?
Yep.
Okay.
Or for 1 hit.
Okay.
And second hit is... I don't get that. 7, 11 damage.
Okay, this thing is looking bad. It's struggling, and one of the daggers comes flying in and hits it right in the eye socket. And it's just like flailing about. Looks really bad.
And it's
Alright.
still not dead.
No.
Noticing that, I'm going to stay where I'm at.
Okay. Hans is actually going to try to control the
Hans
horses.
is dead.
Or
Oleg.
Oleg, sorry, thank you. Oleg is going to try to get control of the horses because the horses are freaking out right now. So he's going to do an animal handling check. And he's having a hard time with the horses. They're flinging him around a bit. And that brings us to Selise.
I'm down.
Tough
We're
saving
going to need
throw.
a death saving throw from you.
Oh, yeah, I guess you do. What do I need? More than 10?
10 or above. Oh, fuck.
Nope.
Oh, no! Well, you know how to build characters now pretty quick.
You don't know how long it took me to build this one.
I know. All right. That brings us back to Flinta.
Horses are going crazy.
Horses are going crazy. Oleg is fighting them to keep them under control.
And our other guy had his face bit off and he's piled up out in the brush somewhere.
Yep.
Do I know where Smitty is? Smitty's on the other side of the cart somewhere, right?
I'm not hidden right now, so the last one you probably saw me throwing daggers at it.
Mm-hmm.
2 daggers flying from the tree line.
Alright, I look back at Oleg and any chance he's got a hold of those horses.
He's working on it. He's fighting them, trying to get them under control, but they're freaked out. They're spooking.
Alright, I gotta hit that thing. So I'm gonna attack it again with Great Axe.
Okay.
Still frenzied.
Yep. Oh no!
No,
I didn't
no.
hit.
What is it?
It's
Oh,
What?
Jesus.
It's
Natural
one.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Oh, crap.
Epic fail. But you have your bonus attack, because you're frenzied.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe roll with a different die.
Come on, Flinta.
I was gonna use my bonus attack to take care of the horses.
You would need to use your action for that, but you could call this your bonus attack if you wanted to. It's up to you.
Would have needed to.
And it'll take you an action to go do an animal handling check.
Oh, okay.
Yep. To try to get him under control. So you can either.
Hell, I'm gonna attack again.
Yeah.
Get out of there, man.
Alright, well, 14 and 4 is 18 and 3 is 21.
That hits.
That
Roll
hits.
damage.
Oh, yes.
Finally.
Come on, buddy.
And then we got 8 plus 15, or 8 plus 7 is 15, plus 2 on the rage is 17.
Jesus. How do you want to do this? How do you want to kill this thing?
I want to cleave it right in between the head and the shoulder,
Yeah.
aiming right toward the heart.
Just slices through
Yes.
like a hot knife through butter. And you just cleave this troll right in half, and it just
Yep.
goes and
Yep.
falls.
All right. So cleave that, and then the rest of my motion goes back toward the horses.
Okay.
So I just read something. The second sneak attack that I've been using for that,
Yeah.
I've been adding too much damage to. So I don't know.
Why
what
are
I
you
wanna
cheating
do.
so much?
It clicked and I was like, wait a second. I think I only get once per turn. So there's 16 damage that it did to it last time.
Yeah.
Which didn't happen. I just brought it up because I was like, well, I wanted to be fair. So, yeah,
16 damage?
16 damage.
You guys are fucked. Alright. So, just kidding.
Sorry.
You do hit it, and it does some serious damage, but it's still up. Because Smitty was cheating.
Sorry. Well, I mean,
Shut the hell up, Rogue. You sneak around
I'm
everywhere
trying
else.
to be honest.
Hey,
and I was
thanks for
like,
being
hey,
honest.
I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, you
I think-
decide now to be honest.
Yeah.
Way to go,
that
buddy.
was a fucking lot of damage, though.
Well, yeah. That's why I was like, wait, how am I doing so much damage with daggers? I know the sneak attack I get a huge
You only get
bonus
sneak
to it.
attack once
It's
per
once per
attack.
turn. Yep.
Yeah.
So,
So
even
your bonus
throwing-
action or whatever
Yep.
does not.
And I get to add my
benefit from
proficiency to the first stone weapon, but I
Not
don't
the
add it to
second.
the second one. I've been doing that, so I haven't been adding the second one,
All right.
but I added the
You were
sneak
adding
attack.
the sneak attack damage. Okay. Oh boy.
Not trying to make things around, I'm just trying to. I was
Yeah,
like,
but I was so happy it was dead.
Mm-hmm. Everybody was.
yeah.
Except for Hans and Selise, who don't know that yet. All right, so Flinta, you hit this thing pretty hard
Yeah.
and do some substantial damage to it, and it takes a look at you and just utters this weird guttural sound, almost like it's talking to you, but you can't. And it just swings at you with its claws.
Yep.
Sorry, guys. I feel like crap, but
Well, that's good that
Yeah.
you that's good.
16.
Is your AC?
Yep.
It misses. Misses with the first claw attack. And it misses with the second claw attack. And it tries to bite you.
It's 3?
And it misses with the bite.
Oh, lucky duck.
You are a
shield
lucky
held
dog.
wait, you're raging too, so you
Yes.
only took half the
Half
damage.
damage, yeah.
too.
So that, and it doesn't, it just stays put, so that brings us to Smitty.
All right. So as an action, I will pull 2 daggers out, and I will throw one at it. Is he within 5 feet of it?
He is, he's
All right.
engaged with it, yep.
So I'll throw.
So you get advantage on this throw?
Yeah.
Yep.
17. All right, that
That
definitely
flank
17
doing-
plus 7 definitely hits.
Yeah, that hits.
So 3d6 plus. Nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, plus 7. 23 to hit, or 23 damage.
Yep.
Still up.
It's still up, but it's looking even worse than it did before.
Alright, I'll use my bonus
Although
action.
we thought it was dead before. So
I'm sorry, what are you doing?
I use an action to draw my weapons. I can't do anything else.
okay. Hans.
Actually,
Is dead.
I'll move up to. Is it away from her body?
Basically, Troll's here, Flinta, Selise. They're
Alright.
all like right next to each other.
I'll start making my way up there. That
Okay.
way, hopefully, I can try to do something.
All right, so you get close. You get
Yeah.
within 10, 15 feet of Selise?
Yep.
Okay.
Still with one dagger out.
Okay. That brings us to Oleg. He's fighting those horses. Got to keep them together, Oleg.
Yes,
Come on, buddy.
hold on, Oleg.
Come on. He's losing them. He's losing them. Well, there's only one horse actually.
Yeah.
He's losing the horse. The horse is pulling away. It's dragging him. It's kind of trying to turn around and run the other way, but he's
And his
like a
body's-
dead weight right now.
Our whole
Yeah, that's
mission
right.
is leaving.
Anna's body is in the
Yes.
cart.
Oh my god,
Jesus.
you guys!
The thought did occur.
I'm trying so hard to not
That I
take
could
this
grab Anna's
personally.
body and throw it at the troll, but I didn't
Don't
think
take
that
it
was a good
personally.
idea.
No, my god!
All right, Selise, let's get a save here. Come on.
I've got new dice
dice,
and
let's do
everything.
this.
Come on.
Oh
God,
shit!
Are you kidding me?
Oh
It's
no!
another
Is that two?
3.
2 failures?
That's 3. Twice I've got a 3.
Oh Jesus! All right, Flinta.
Lathander.
You gotta rely on who you. We have a meat shield for taking damage. We gotta let him
Yes.
go up first.
Oh shit.
I kind of gotta go after this troll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't really do much without
In combat, you gotta take care
Yeah.
of the.
going after the troll with 3. 3
That
plus
misses.
4 is
Yeah.
not enough.
No. Bonus
Extra
action.
attack, yep.
3 plus 4.
There we
Whoa!
go. Yeah,
That
we got
hits.
it there.
Big
that
time.
hits.
Yep. So that's a critical hit. So roll damage twice. Roll the die twice. 6
I got
plus.
6. 8.
So that's 14 plus your damage bonus.
Which
is your strength?
7 or yeah, that's different than what I get
It's
for
your
rage.
strength
and,
plus your rage.
Okay,
Yep.
so strength is 4
Plus 2 for rage.
plus 2 for rage.
Yep. So
So
that's,
that's-
22.
And you're proficient in it too. So plus
And I'm
3.
proficient in it plus 3. What did I have the first
Well,
time?
the
No,
bonus
you don't add the proficiency bonus for the damage.
Okay.
for.
It's only for the attack roll.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
So why do I have 7?
I think you were
Because
adding
that's
the proficiency bonus.
And proficiency is 7, and then I get 2 for rage.
So it's 4 plus 2. So plus 6 to your roll. But either way, that kills it. So
Okay.
how do you want to kill it?
Same way.
Okay. So we'll go back in time and
Yes.
cuts it right in half, and it drops to the ground, dead.
All right, and then spin on my heel and back to the horses.
Okay, you're gonna move to the horses. Smitty,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Go up to her and try to do a medicine check.
All right.
which I have never done before.
Roll your medicine check.
All right. 15.
You are able to stabilize Selise.
All right.
Which means what to me?
That means that you are at
Don't have
0
to
hit
roll.
points.
You're not
still
awake,
unconscious, but you don't have to do any more death saving throws.
So can I erase those 2
Yes.
failures?
Yep, you can erase those 2 failures. That was close.
Oh.
Roll an animal handling check,
Smitty.
Flinta.
Yes. Roll well. 13.
All right, roll with advantage because Oleg is helping you.
Man, it's
13.
worse. 13.
Okay. You're with the 2 of you fighting the horses. You're able to get them under control. It just takes a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, you administer some help to Selise and stabilize her.
Yep. Could I? There's.
So am I still like
You're-
prone or am I awake?
You're
or
laying
what's
down.
my-
You're unconscious.
Okay.
You're laying down right
All right.
now.
As soon as I stabilize her, I want to assess the situation too. So look to see if there's any other danger. So investigate like the cart.
Okay. All right. So roll an investigation check.
10.
Okay. So you walk around to the other side of the cart and you see 2, what you believe to be 2 dead humans that have been torn apart, partially eaten, bones cracked. There's also a burlap sack wriggling.
It's a little baby one of these things on. I know it. I'm gonna peek open and look into the sack.
So you untie the ropes. That's
Yeah,
Yep.
but I'm not
Oh,
gonna
be
just
careful.
open it. I'm gonna just crack it open to kind of see what's inside.
So as you crack it open, a hand pushes out. And it's like, let me out of here! Let me out! Let me out! And it starts struggling.
Yeah, what the hell's going on over there?
Grab the hand and I'll start ripping it out.
Okay, so you pull this this person out of this burlap
Of
sack.
how big is the sack?
It's a human-sized sack. It's a
All
big
right.
old
I
sack.
didn't know if it was like a
Yeah.
bag of holding type of thing. where
No,
it's
it's a big big old sack that this troll was carrying around.
Alright,
Yep. And it's a young man,
alright.
and he comes out and he looks at the two dead other humans and he starts crying and he just kind of like breaks down.
I'm gonna ask him if there's anybody else here.
Oh, it was just the three of us. They were just headed towards Valakai, and this troll attacked us. Oh my god, they're dead.
What's your name?
My name's Boris.
Boris?
Christ. Told him this would happen. The road is not safe. Some of the other things you see also are like a sack of vegetables that they were carrying in the cart that's been partially eaten. There's like slobber all over it, and it's just kind of mashed and gross. Vegetables. There's some chicken feathers kind of floating in the breeze a little bit around there, and some smashed cages and boxes and stuff like that. It appears to you that they were carrying goods and foodstuffs towards Valakai.
Okay. Sorry for your loss, Boris.
Oh my god.
Boris, do you know anything? We have a friend that's down. Do you think he could try to help us take care of her? Basically, I'm trying to get him, even if he can't help. I'm trying to pull him over so he's not just like in shock over his.
I don't know what I could do. I don't know. You could roll a persuasion check. Yeah.
Alright. 20, not natural.
Yeah, so he's like, yeah, let me, what happened? Let me
He's
help.
like, just put some bandages.
God.
He's like, just start wrapping it up.
Alright, so he starts tending to your wounds. Some serious bite and claw marks on Selise. Meanwhile, Flinta and Oleg are able to get the horses under control and move the cart forward. And you've still got a passed out Selise on the ground.
Alright. The cart that's turned over,
Mm-hmm.
does it look like it's broken?
Yeah, it's smashed.
It's smashed.
Mhm.
Alright.
Effing troll.
Yeah, I
Could
was
use
just
their
trying to.
cart.
So I was thinking too. Alright. Is there, I'll go up to Boris and say, like, we're on our way up to Kresk. You could grab your. You can bring your family with you if you choose, or we're not going back to Valakai though. I'm sorry for your loss, but it's not safe to stay here any longer than it is. And we're trying to get there too by the night. If you have anything you want to bring with you,
I've lost everything. This is my brother and his wife. The three of us were leaving Kresk and headed to Valakai. Moving there. Kresk is dire. I don't want to go back there.
and
But now I have nothing.
do you have any friends or family that's in Kresk?
Yes. Friends. People I know, but
You don't want to go back there?
I don't know what to do. I have to do something about these bodies, though. God damn it.
Yeah. We are not wanting to stay on the road as dangerous as it is. You could either choose to bury them here or bring them with you to Valakai, or we could bring the remains back to Kresk with us and you could journey us to there. But we are not going back to the Malachi. We're trying to get off the road as quick as possible.
Got to give him a proper burial at the very least, I suppose. Give me a couple minutes. Can I come with you to Kresk?
Yeah, we could help you gather what you wish that you have and help load up the remains on our cart.
Thank you, strangers. So he grabs that burlap sack and starts. It's really gross, but he starts putting
their
body
bag.
parts in there of his brother and his wife.
I'll assist him. I'll help him. That way he's like some of the brutal parts. Like I'll try to get. And that way he's not dealing with it.
Okay. Oleg hands you the reins that he's holding on to for the horse, and he's like, "I've got to check on Hans," and he like runs off into the woods,
yeah,
and he's gone for a little bit.
Yeah. I'm bringing the horses up to the cart, and I'm going to start kicking around the cart a little bit, seeing if there's anything I want to invest in out of there.
All right, roll an investigation check.
No, investigation is 06.
Yeah, so there's 2 chickens that are still alive in little coops, little small cages. There's a couple of like potatoes that haven't been chewed on by this troll. They didn't have much. It's pretty meager, but they were taking. It looked like they were taking everything they had and trying to essentially relocate to Valakai. So there's not a ton of food that you can salvage other than a couple of potatoes, half a dozen potatoes, and 2 chickens.
You ain't got any gold in there or anything?
There's. Are you asking?
Picking up body parts and.
Yeah, they have. I mean, they might have some money on the dead bodies, but he's sort of like piling those into a burlap sack right now.
Right.
Do you want to search the bodies?
No, he's got it.
Okay. A couple minutes pass. You're able to help him. Get as much of their bodies as it's really gross work, by the way. Oleg comes back from the woods and Hans is done.
Find the body?
Yeah. He's passed, and he says, "I've gathered his things, and I'll make sure that they get passed along to his kin." He said, but he does have this healing potion. I think your friend needs it, and he hands it to Smitty.
Thank you kindly, friend. And I'll take the healing.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
He said your friend needs it, so I was like, I drink the healing potion.
He drinks it for himself.
Oh, no.
I'll bring it, yeah,
Jesus.
I'm going to bring it to you and kind of try to nurse it to you. And
All right, roll. Selise, roll 2d4 and add 2, and that's how much healing you receive.
1 and what? And 4, so
Plus
5.
4, 9. So you have 9 hit points. You wake up. Selise comes to consciousness.
What happened? What happened?
He got swacked by a troll.
Yep. You really need to let the big guy come first. It's like, if you're going to make it out here, you gotta, don't go poking around.
Well, I appreciate it, but I wasn't expecting a troll to come up, and he was behind me, not in front of me at the time. So whatever happened, and however I ended up in one piece, I thank you so much, friends, and I hope I can pay you back someday.
Yep.
Who's this other man?
You can pay Hans's kin. That was his potion. That just saved your life. That's what Oleg says.
Many blessings to you. Who's this other man? What happened?
We'll tell you as we get going. I was like, we need to start moving first, and I'll kind of explain on the way
Bless you.
everything that happened.
Bless you. Okay. So you're able to load up whatever you can of this guy's belongings, his dead family, and he rides sitting next to you, Flinta, in the wagon, assuming that you're going to drive the horse again.
Right.
And eventually you come across the.
Hold on, I want to know if they told me the story.
Oh, which story?
of like what happened while I
Yeah,
was
I
out.
said as we're moving.
Right,
we're
but
on-
I need to know at what point do I know that he was in this burlap sack. That's what I want to know.
Go ahead and play it out.
Oh, at what point do you know?
Like, do I get
Okay.
the story before whatever it is you're going to throw at us next, or do I...
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay,
As we're moving, I'm talking
Right.
like, hey, we found him.
so what was he doing in a sack if he was traveling with his sister and his brother?
The troll put him in it.
Did you ask him that?
It's kind of safe to assume. I'm pretty sure that.
I think you should ask him, because that...
Hey, dude, how'd you end up in the sack? Hey, why'd your brother and your sis put you in the sack?
What? No.
Come on, I'm gonna boost you off this bench if you don't tell us about the sack.
The troll put me in the sack.
Why would the troll?
hell?
Trolls can't put people in sacks. They kill them.
All right. Whatever you say.
Smitty's just staying quiet, like these bumbling idiots.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! And I stopped the horses, and she's all concerned about you being in the sack.
I just am
And
wondering...
now that she mentions it, it's kind of weird.
Then,
Spill it.
Smitty kind of voice up. He's like,
Roll
You
an
think-
insight check if you want, Flinta.
"12 and insight or investigation is 0. Insight.
Insight.
Is different. Intimidation? No, insight 2. 14.
From even though you don't want to believe him, you get the sense that he's telling the truth.
I don't know. Maybe this troll can put somebody in a sack.
Well, it just doesn't make sense. If he ate the other two, why he wouldn't eat this guy?
maybe he's got family or food for later.
The troll?
Yep.
Sack lunch.
Okay.
No? Alright. You say so.
Brown bag in it.
You're not the only one with question marks, Smitty. Just saying.
Any other questions or discussion?
Oh,
Yeah,
so,
we got.
So you
we
say
got Spook Dude's
did you tell
attention
me
now.
the only one with questions? Did you like in game? Did you say that?
Yes.
All right, I'll kind of whisper. Well, this man helped tended to your wounds, so
Alright.
I was like, you're questioning someone that tried to help keep you alive.
Alright. Thank you.
I was
Enough,
like,
enough said. Thank you.
You gonna shake him down, Flinta?
Yeah.
This poor guy.
I know you guys.
His family just got murdered.
Yeah.
You got
How
murdered through
how
him?
is it that you ended up in a sack and you're the only one alive?
So he spends the next half an hour like relating to you exactly what happened, like with excruciatingly boring detail.
Yeah, I get through 2 sentences and I'm like,
Yeah.
come on, let's get this train rolling again. Talk
All
and
right.
ride.
Smitty's
Alright.
just like shaking his head, he's like, in his mind, he's like, I've spent my time with assassins, but these guys are the cruelest. So
Well,
poor guy.
yeah, but you know, you're a suspicious sort. You should appreciate the fact that I was asking this question.
But seeing a man and like how his reaction to it.
I didn't see any of this because I was out.
Yeah.
I woke up and then I heard a story of this guy being in the sack. I didn't know anything else.
Well, I was trying to explain it, and then you're
I'm just
went
annoyed
straight
by
to
him.
investigate the guy.
I don't think I was out of line. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right. May I?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The
Appreciate
whole sack thing is awfully suspicious.
Shit.
Is all I'm
The
gonna
sack
say.
thing was a threw up some red flags.
Yes, it did.
Okay. The road branches north and climbs a rocky escarpment, ending at a gatehouse built into a 20-foot high wall of stone, reinforced with buttresses of 50 feet or so. Pretty substantial wall. Nice buttresses. The wall encloses a settlement on the side of a snow-dusted mountain spur. The weather is cold. The temperature is very frigid here. There's flurries of snow kind of wafting through the air and falling sideways and down and sideways and down. A somber toll of a bell comes from a stone abbey that clings to the mountainside high above the settlement. The steady chime is inviting, a welcome change from the deathly silence and oppressive fog to which you have grown accustomed. It's hard to tell at this distance, but there seems to be a switchback road clinging to the cliffs that lead up from the walled settlement to the abbey. And as you approach the gate, you hear a long, drawn-out howl from the woods. Very close. Roll a perception check.
Okay, I'm on my book here. Hold on. I got nothing. 6.
Okay.
14.
I got a 11.
All right. So you hear the howl, and all of a sudden you hear from the gate, "Wolf! Wolf!" And you turn around and you see this wolf, a big wolf, running towards you. And as it gets within 30 feet of you, it stands up on its hind legs and stops and just goes, "Roar!" And that's where we'll end tonight.
Right.
No way, I was so ready.
It's 10 o'clock.
Knock, knock, knock. Will you let us in, please?
Come on, hurry